qualifier. I think that was the last time that we casted together. So it's a pleasure being back with you. We're going to be taking a look right off the rip. Tease Wufong in the storm. We're going for a little bit of some extra loot in the zone here. GG Shaw all ready with some blue armor on him. Gray nunchucks. Wufong could be getting into the mix with him here. Looks like they are going to start going at it. Longsword versus nunchucks. Wufong going to go for the chase. Switching over to those dual halberds, trying to see if we can get some extra combo potential going off onto that. We are going to be seeing Wufong with getting hit with the 1-2 here. Jump LMB going to take some of the pressure off. Armor swap into the gray. Overhold's going to come through. Is going to be able to connect off the 1.0, but the parry is going to come through the second time. Is not going to be able to get the back-to-back charge hits off onto him. James Wufong trying to get out of this situation, but GG Shaw wanting to chase close here, not wanting to give up the kill.
GG Shaw still getting real active. Wufong trying to create a little bit of space. He does see another player showing up, and it's going to be PXC. Another massive parry from GG Shaw. Big damage. All that armor gone there from Wufong. Now trying to come back around. GG Shaw opens up with another parry onto Wufong. And Wufong, a Biweek 2 winner, gets caught up once again in the back end. PXC with a massive RP there for the elimination onto Wufong. Since the 1.0, PXC does not get the follow-up damage off of that. Gets a little bit of damage there off the scare rushes. GG Shaw, though, still in the mix. Clint comes in off of both players. Another shift parry from GG Shaw, just coming out hot here with the parries for game number 1, not letting go of that gas pedal. Proud here for GG Shaw. Big damage in the corner. Swaps over for the fans to try to get the damage off of that. Crouch Helen Beast for the extra damage. Overhold since the 1.0. PXT trying to create the space. Tries to go for the parry. That should have connected, but GG Shaw still applying the pressure. He took the damage off the LMP. Liam Ultimate invested. Sarah Ultimate called in as well for PXC. GG Shaw, let's host the first slash. Get some of that siphon back off of that. The health is going to be coming back for him. But in the back end, I do see a soul. I could potentially see that player coming back, but GG Shaw now is going to have to create as much space as possible. Now the damage there from PXT. AES moving on to the mix. Spong as well in the back end. These players all still moving on in. PXT still alive in the situation, trying to stay alive and gets the last hit there onto Wufong, and that's the elimination he needed. And PXT now taking out GG Shaw. Just as one CDY. Now Fong coming into the mix. F caught in there for the Shayo, and we have a Sarah v Shayo for this fight.
Wow, what a last hit. 1 HP in a dream really coming to life there, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to be taking a look at SS1 CDY, full ultimate, ready to go, trying to get this elimination off onto DRG's Funk. Goes for the stun, is going to miss the dazzle, just attempting to go for the heal off now. Is not going to try and get too much loot. Is going to try and go for that gray armor swap right away. Isn't going to be able to take it. Finds it though. Overhold on the dagger is going to come through with the charged RB. Trying to see if they can scale out of here. There's 2 players in the mix. DRG's Funk really wanting to jump in to the mix of this fight as well. Purple armor in hand, blue dagger available for him as well. You're going to see him going for some pistol shots, trying to see if he can chip down CDY's HP. He is pretty low, half gray shield with a very little amount of his white HP missing here. Still trying to go for these pistol shots. Isn't connecting with too much here, but gets the grapple off on a CDY. CDY forced to invest the F. Overhold gonna come through, but the dazzle's going to prevent the follow-up damage. CDY, though, trying to kite this out. Does have that dagger kiting ability. This is one of the things that people love about the dagger, is the movement you get from doing so is going to give you a huge boost. CDY able to get 1 pot off, but nothing more, as he's going to be jumping, trying to see if he can escape this fight. It's looking very bleak for him here, but he's able to get the overhold off on to AS. AS jumping back into this fight, trying to get this hit off. Oh, big, almost hitting that parry. CDY was so close to being able to hit that. There we go. DRG's Funk going to go for the hit, finishing off the elimination. 2 charged RMBs back-to-back are going to finish him off as DRG Funk takes the fight over to AS, hitting the bell, sees where he is just going to go for the weapon replenish and gets a bit of loot before jumping back into the fight.
Off of early drop, PXT with 2 eliminations on the board. CDY, Mike, Fong, versus Lipo, also with 1 on the board for this game. And I'm keeping my eye out. I did see that these players are still going for that 2-on-1 off the nunchucks now, being able to grapple bump into the R&B focus off that weapon as well as the staff. Low pine there for OEG's Mike, though. That is something that I caught earlier from our early fights of this game that, you know, it's just terrain. That's one thing that I did mention before in a previous day. I think that the terrain was still going to be a big factor, and having a little bit of a higher height from the uppercuts from a weapon like nunchucks, I still think it probably just made the 2-on-1 a little bit easier, gave it more timing to be able to execute the R&B properly, because previously it was just so strict, right? You had to be perfect with the 2-on-1 to be able to get the damage off the R&B. But now with the change, I still don't see these players swap on over to the grapple, just with how, you know, muscle memory it's been for a lot of these players, just from Stone Age times. I'm going to call it with just the staff, right? The staff was the pioneer of the 2-on-1er, right? Being able to catch that LMB uppercut into the R&B focus off that weapon alone is what really started that whole 2-on-1 wave for the Naraka side. But Mike being able to catch the Yang pass, trying to see if he can stay into this fight. He has two players on him, Lipo and Verse, still getting very active. Gets cut off the wind gun's going to be forced to pop the Shy ultimate. The first block guard does connect there for Mike, does not let loose. He does throw it down, does not connect onto anybody though. Has a little bit of time, 30 seconds and counting, to be able to get inside his Romo Yang. Lipo still getting very aggressive. Verse has not even been touched as well. Both of these players trying to apply as much pressure as they can onto Mike. Mike is not going to let loose of this pass at any site. He's going to be able to get the damage onto Lipo there, but Verse still applying the pressure on top of this structure to make sure they can try to get this pass, apply the pressure onto Mike. But now he does manage to see that it's not going to be possible. Verse is going to back on up. PXT in the back end. He's going to go ahead and roam out this area. Mike is going to get into the Romo Yang. Our first Romo Yang of game number 1. Mike, purple armor, purple nunchucks, ready to engage. And nunchucks being such a strong weapon, once you have that nunchuck meter burn up, I mean, you don't even have to parry, right? Just hold LMB trigger, hold it down. Don't even have to gamble the parry 50-50 to potentially get caught. You can just overhold, and if they do release, you just block guard off of that. I mean, it's just such a strong weapon in this meta now that these players love using it, and being able to get the damage off the grapple bump that we will potentially see today. I don't think that it's not going to be unseen, but I still think it's going to be favored towards the 2-1-1. But Wufong now, TE's Wufong is going to be playing out that new weapon, the throwing knives, and we have OUG's Mike against TE Wufong for our first Romo Yang.
This is going to be an interesting one. We're going to get to see this in full swing. The double charge coming through into the R&B. We are going to see him trying to go up onto the pillar here. Switching over to the fan, is going to try to go for a charge attack. Not going to be able to connect off of that. We are seeing Mike now on the other side of this pillar. They're just going for this pillar game. The 1-2 is going to connect here. Mike able to come away with a lot of that. We're going to see the F ability invested for Mike. You know, trying to go for that uppercut was Wufong. Wufong switching now over to his third weapon of the fight. Now onto the dual blades. Not knowing exactly which weapon is going to be working out for him. As it looks like we are going to see the ultimate coming out now for Mike. Mike in a very good position, trying to hit the shove through the wall. Is going to be able to dodge the Liam ultimate into the wall. This is beautiful coming up from him here. You're going to see now into the charge attack. What a beautiful play coming up from Mike to take that Romo Yang.
Beautiful there from OUG's Mike. Looking crispy right now after the first game. Asia goes down, GG Shaw as well. Asia out of DRG's Fong. Frostovich takes out the elimination there onto GG Shaw. Verse outside the realm, getting active against PXC. Both players on that purple armor, but PXC with no purple armor left, trying to see if he can find an armor swap around, trying to create the space, has the dagger in hand, gets a little bit of damage off the LMB focus in the back end. Lipo now starting to show on up on the Liam. Syra for PXC, counter grapple connects. Frostovich, Fong, and Mike all with Vermilion. Burst my LMB proud here for Lipo. PXC get caught up in the corner, into the TOD, into the V2, looking for any sorts of signs. Gonna be able to just get the 1.0 off the Hong Sword, gets the damage to the back end. Burst with the pistol shot there for the elimination onto PXC. Lipo does not get the elimination off of this. 2-on-1 there off the Hong Sword with only one charge left out. This ultimate needs to see he could try to win this fight against Verse, but it looks like Verse is going to be retreating here, not trying to apply tons of pressure. Lipo needs to see he can try to cleanse out. I believe he does not have Yang depletion timer, but he's trying to find a success off this second ultimate charge, and he did not find it, so we see him there cutting the chase loose. Verse gonna go ahead and retop off that armor. Frostovich and Mike getting active, but Asia could be a potential third-party factor here in this fight.
Yeah, Asia could be jumping in. Akos in a confined space, definitely not something you want to mess with. Vermilion Birdmite on all of these players here, as well as Fog. Frostovich is going to get himself eliminated. Quick and clean fist blades combo coming through. Oh, big parry from Fog. be able to take away a gold weapon from Mike there. You're going to see pistol shots coming through from Mike. Fong going to try and make something happen. Another parry! Oh my goodness, DRG's Fong coming in like an absolute beast right now. Mike, extremely low in HP. He does have that Vermilion Bird Mike to save him if he does end up faltering. The double grab! Shaw going to be taking so much damage off of that. That is definitely not the place that he wants to be in right now. Mike losing so much HP. Was able to catch somebody else out. I believe we heard another proc coming from another ultimate there. You're going to be seeing up at the top, Mike taking so much damage. He just needs one heal pot. He's going to be able to get off the healing. Oh my goodness. What a play coming out from him here. Big plays coming out to be able to get away from all of this. Mike able to do an amazing job. I'm trying to escape. He has 46 seconds left on that. Kite it out, Mike. Come on, you got this. If he dies, it is not the biggest deal. Oh, Vulpine coming in. This is very unfortunate, though, burning the Vulpine at a time like this. It is going to give him the opportunity to back off of this area, though. No ult zone has been popped, so we are not going to be seeing too much bad going down now as Mike, 25 seconds left. He does need to make the decision if he wants to continue into this fight or get eliminated, as we are going to see him go down. GG Shaw with a huge fish blades combo coming in. Shaw going to be popping that ultimate now. He needs to stay out of the line of the ult zone, but he's going to be able to grab Aizhao. Aizhao popping the ultimate here. There's two players extremely low in HP right now. He's going to try and get him. DRG Fong is going to go down. Shaw picking up the kill, trying to see if he can get Aizhao. Aizhao extremely low. Where did Aizhao go? He's running away. He found a gray armor swap. Shaw is going to be in full pursuit of that elimination. He wants to get the kill. Everybody making sure he can't. Oh my goodness, the grapple checks coming in are absolutely crazy right now as Mike jumping back into the mix of this fight.
And right, that is the best window opportunity there for a lot of these players to pick up eliminations. They do know lots of players have that Yang depletion timer on their back. Moving on over to that second round, and we still see the activity that pressure has applied to this lobby so far. Big scare rush onto GG Shaw. Big damage in the corner, gets caught up. GG Shaw eats up a lot of damage. Frosted is there with the last hit there. Does manage to pick up the elimination onto GG Shaw, and as well as Frosted is Mike. Both players came right back and ran that. They knew the aggression of this lobby and they try to capitalize off of this, and Frostivus did with 28 seconds and counting. Aizhao trying to cleanse, gets caught up in the back end. Wufong there with the throwing knives for the elimination. He gets away with murder, starts backing on up with the distance there off the R&B, being able to get the damage off of that, picks up his first elimination of the day. But DRG's Fong with 3 eliminations on the board on the shot. Yo, gold fist blades in hand there for Fong. Frostivus back in the Roma Yang. This time around it's going to be against T.E. Wufong. Nice inventory here for Frostivus. Looking for his second win of the game here for his second round. We do have Frostivus and Wufong both starting up high. Click comes in off the blue focus is there for both players. Overholds. F caught in there for the Keelan. Pistol shot for the extra damage as well. Frostivus now trying to find an opening here with the fan. Since the, oh my god, the mid-range damage back to back as well. Just tons of damage in the corner. He's forced to pop that Keelan ultimate. He wasn't even able to move it there in that situation. Using the F to try to stagger inside the wall, causing the V2. The first slash connects there for Frostivus. The second one as well to be able to weave that V2 this time around. Wufong getting caught up in the corner for the second time around. Weaves the second ball as well into the slashes, and Frostivus with massive pressure there in the Roma Yang. First and Mike going at it on the other half.
Oh my goodness, my boy Frost, that is some crazy tech coming through with the Kylan being able to weave out all of those Kylan ultimate attacks. That was just absolute perfection, ladies and gentlemen, coming out from him there. As we are going to be seeing now, jumping into this next Roma Yang fight, it's OUG's Mike versus WBG verse on the Lanny, Mike on the Shayol. Shayol with all 3 charges remaining, and this is one of the biggest issues that Shayol has, or Lanny has going into a fight, is her ultimate is all about getting hits off onto a player and getting the stun. It procs the ultimate almost immediately and makes it really difficult to fight against the likes of OUG Mike especially. Ultimate is going to be going down though for Mike. You're going to be seeing the charge R&B going to be able to come through, LMB on those nunchucks. The 1-2's coming out, tries to go for the overhold there. Dagger is going to come through. Clink coming through off of the dagger into the soul break. We are going to see it not connect though. Soul break comes through a second time here. WBG's verse trying to make the play, but the 1-2s are just coming in so strong. The tech chase on the nunchucks, something to be very scared of. Verse gonna just try and kite this out. He's got 10 seconds left. Mike needs to make one cannon shot, one grapple connect, one hit onto Verse, and it's all over for him. 3 seconds, and he gets it right at the buzzer. Ladies and gentlemen, OUG's Mike coming in with his second victory in the realm of gang. What a play coming out there.
He's going to snag up the gold armor and gold nunchucks. He was already playing that weapon. Frostivus outside the realm, getting active as soon as he gets out with that White Tiger's power. Wufang with 3 minutes and 47 seconds to try to cleanse. Has the pressure on his back. Frostivus on the throwing knives. And I was watching Frostivus stream, and he's looking very crispy with this weapon. So he has been having a lot of playtime with his weapon alone. And we see Wufang being forced into the mid-range of the zone. 2 players still full investing everything. Verse being the second player opposed from Frostivus here in this chase against Wufang with 3 minutes and 24. We do have him already activating that Liam ultimate. Only 1 charge left here on this ult, trying to top off this white health. We do have him now investing it, trying to see if he can find anything off of that alone. These players are not going to let loose of this chase anytime soon. Verse cutting that line of sight. You see him grappling ahead of Wufang there, still trying to top off this. Now the zone is going to be corrupting a lot more stronger. We do have him starting to rotate on in. Frostivus, a little bit of love tap there onto Verse. We do have him still applying the pressure onto Verse. We do see him trying to scatter back inside the zone. Frostivus not afraid to take a fight with anybody. Applying the pressure onto Verse this time around. Verse does manage to go inside the zone. Frostivus right behind him. Wufang does let loose of that pressure from both of these players, but he is still going to have that Yin depletion timer in his back with 4 minutes and counting here for Verse. Frostivus, the main aggressor here out of the 3, trying to find some success here to pick up more eliminations on the board. Currently with 3 for his first game of the day. Verse does manage to cut line of sight. Wufang still in the zone. Mike getting active as well against XY. XY on the Lonnie. He took the damage off the area R&B there from the fan. F caught in there for the Lonnie. Gets caught up in the corner. He's going to be forced to pop that Lonnie ultimate. Now Mike can kite this out or give a little bit of love taps there from mid-range. We do see him still getting very active. The Lonnie ball is going to be used for the TP. Uses the F there to avoid the stagger off the ball. Beautiful plays there from Mike. Wufang on the other side of the cave does manage to cut line of sight. Now the pressure is going towards XY's way. Gets cut off the first hits there off the ult. Does not manage to get the follow-up. Mike not showing right back up. The pressure is going to go towards XY's way. Aerial R&B for the extra damage. It's caught up in the ball here. Since the follow-up LMB, Wufang in the back end now applying tons of pressure as well. XY eating a lot of damage from both of these players since the 1.0, and that's going to be Wufang getting parried in the back end, but Mike still applying the pressure onto XY. The elimination is going to go towards Wufang's way. Gets the cleanse as well, and that is a perfect opportunity there with Wufang trying to get out, but gets caught up here in the corner by Mike. Mike applying tons of pressure in the corner. The 1-2 in the follow-up is going to vest the Shy ultimate as well. Wufang has the ultimate to respond off of it as well. Does not manage to call it in. He is going to try to go back inside the zone. Calls in the ball. Does not connect off of that. Verse not showing up to the mix. Big connection off of 2 there. Off that Shy ultimate. Sends him inside the zone. Wufang trying to create the spaces. Caught up in the corner with the movement error. Mike back in into this fight. Wufang gets caught up on the grapple LMB. Now one shot in opportunity is going to go towards Verse's way. And Mike not snagging up any of these eliminations. Has invested everything. Still applying the pressure onto Verse. Verse now has the Lonnie ultimate, and this is the time where Mike needs to retreat off of this situation. With invested everything, his arsenal is going to be let loose with no kills off that sequence, but he's still applying the pressure there onto WBG's Verse.
Wow, Mike trying so hard to get all of those eliminations and getting so many kills stolen from him there. It's such an unfortunate circumstance, but WBG's Verse with some beautiful kill steals today. We've seen him in game 1 already. He's put 3 eliminations up on the board, and he's had some very good steals coming through, taking away eliminations from these other players. It's been an absolute crazy game to watch this happen and go on. As we're going to be seeing now, Mike trying to get the play on to WBG's Verse. Again, he has lost that purple armor. This is a very interesting spot that he's in right now. He needs to get himself a better armor to try and bring this back up to full speed here. We could be seeing some crazy stuff coming through from WBG's Verse. If he's able to get out, he's got that dagger in hand, ready to go if he needs. And he's blasting away using those scale rush techniques to get away as fast as possible. It looks like he's been able to get out of here. So we're going to take a little recap of what's going on. Oh, Frostivus with the Storm Stride Soul Jade. I'm not as good as Serve at translating Jades, but I do believe that's a Spear Attack Jade at the very bottom. So we are going to be seeing him golden golden knives. This is what we like to see here, ladies and gentlemen. The knife play coming out from BBE's Frostivus. We've seen it happen earlier in the game. He's able to shark down a lot of eliminations, and Frostivus just doing absolutely wonderful this bi-weekly already, putting 3 eliminations up on the board. Mike, Funk, Verse, and Frostivus all with 3 as this Spearwell is going to be breaking out. Mike already losing a lot of HP here. Verse going to try and take over the capture, but it looks like they're going to go for Mike. No ultimate available for him too. This is a risky play for him to get into. He does have that velocity untold Soul Jade, but he's losing a lot of shield. No armor left on him. Might get the chance to reset here, but the lobby might see his weakness and try and take advantage of this. We're going to see Verse try and go for it. Is not going to be able to connect on a few, but Mike still able to get away, using that fan tech to get away as fast as possible. We're seeing Fung coming in with that full sword, trying to let that blistering edge go as fast as possible. Isn't going to be able to connect to too much of that. We are seeing him able to make his way out of here. This is a very easy spot to kite out these attacks, ladies and gentlemen. So many walls to scale rush up onto, so many places to get out. But Mike, Frostivus has ultimate invested here. Not going for Fung, though, instead of trying to... Oh, Fung could be out pretty quickly here. Frostivus does have the White Tiger's prowess, so he's going to get his ult back after this as well. He's losing a lot of HP here. This isn't looking too good for him. Does get hit by the Shio ultimate in the immortality proc, so he does not lose too much HP there, as Fog forced to hit that armor swap, as well as Mike able to find a reset.
Mike gets the reset. Frostivus gets the Spirit Well, gets active off of that. Doesn't know that was the Shio they were chasing. It was not. It was Fong, but Frostivus, the massive parry opener, is going to snag up the gold nunchucks. It's cut up there off the Shio shield there, but he's going to be able to back on up. Fong, not sure where he is at in this situation. And this point of the game, with 6 players up, you can start seeing a little bit of peels here from the same characters as we've seen Fong. To go ahead and swap back on over to the dagger. Lipo still playing that top side on the Liam. Frostivus still in the mix with those gold throwing knives. He is still going to have that online for himself. Mike does have Mortar Defiance as well here in his inventory, so he's gonna have, he did have the Volpine earlier, and now with the Mortar Defiance, if he would be able to stack both of those, that would have been insane. But unfortunate enough for him, the Volpine was procced earlier in this game. In the backside, Frostivus picking Mike out of the bunch right now. Velocity Token connects into the 1-2 in the back end. Lipo still applying the pressure as well. Gets caught up here in the rocks. Frostivus is going to be able to still try to go right back in. The random bay in the center. Counter grapple there from Mike there to avoid the pressure there from Frostivus onto Fong. And Fong now eating up the damage here on the backside. He's going to eat the damage off the air R&B. Let's look at the full capitalization damage there off the throwing knives, though. On the backside, he is trying to back on up. You see Mike, though, full focusing Frostivus, the 1-2 in the corner, trying to eat up all the damage, but he is going to be able to weave that F as well. He is going to back on up here from the situation. Lots of pressure happening from all these players here in this lobby. Looks like Fong is going to be able to retop off that purple armor. Mike, though, loses a lot of that gold armor. He's going to have to force to try to back on up here off the situation. He is going to get a little bit of time, but no, Verse dropping out with the 1.0 there from the halberds. Tons of damage. Lipo still on the top side. Mike now full cutting across the map. Players are stacked there on the right-hand side. Verse still looking at Mike. Applying the pressure from another side is going to be somebody with the cannon. I think it's CDY. He's been doing this all game long with his purple cannon. And Fong there with the pill, as we see there, onto the Syra. Frostivus is now applying the pressure there onto Fog, and they do not want to let these Shios live. Mike was forced to pop the Shio ultimate, and he is gonna be able to get a quick little reset it, but once that ult goes offline, the aggression is gonna re-aggress here onto both of the Shios.
Yeah, they want to get the Shios out of the game. Since there are 2 of them and only 1 of every other hero that is still remaining in this lobby, they're not going to be wanting to fight against 2 Shios, let alone 1 in this final circle. Mike already forced to pop ultimate again. I feel like every single time we cut to Mike, he's ult out, ready to go in a fight. It looks like we are going to see that tail end of that ultimate coming through. DRG's Fong with a full ultimate available, though, so we are going to be seeing him almost with the ultimate available. And this is a really interesting scenario. We do see a Syra in this final circle coming through. We have 1 Kylan, one Liam, and 1 Lonnie. And it's going to be interesting to see which hero is going to be able to take this, as you know, there are a lot of different scenarios and ways that this can go. I think we might be seeing one of these Shios take the victory, which is why these players are trying so hard to get rid of the Shios. And it looks like they're not going to be doing too much against them here, as right now it's started to jump more into a ranged gameplay. as these players are starting to back on off. Nobody's really going for too full force pressure. And look at that, Lipo just hitting the 2-0 in front of everybody's face. The respect from these players not to go and attack that. They know that right now they're not going for any sort of engagement or fight unless one of these players decides to jump in. They're going to end up getting super low, and the entire lobby will just decide to jump in on them.
Frostivus is so stacked right now. He had like 4 gold weapons, 2 gold jades. We're going to have to wait and see if he can take this one home for himself. In a very good position here for this first game to take this one home. 2 Shayos still up. We do see the Lone Wolf characters in the mix playing the top side of this terrain. Bong goes in full W key. He's going to eat up a lot of this pressure. Now cannon shot starting to fire on in. Bong needs to be real careful here in this situation. Might plays the low ground. Waiting it out. Burst. It's going to be eating up a little bit of the pressure from Frostivus on the top side, just chucking out those throwing knives that we've seen time and time again off of that. And that off of mid-range, I mean, he doesn't lose the weapon off of that alone. So, I mean, that's kind of like a infinite Liam F, right? Just being able to chuck this from mid-range, keeping that weapon, especially the gold rarity. We're going to have to wait to see how it does in the end circle, but we're going to have that pretty soon. 13 seconds for the Zone 7 to start spreading. A little bit of damage there onto Mike Fong now, as well on the backside, as well as Verse. Players are going to be applying the pressure, potentially there onto Verse. The top side of the terrain is going to be continue their eyes onto the Shaw Yols as we see it here. Mike, and a little bit of spooky there, a little bit of peekaboo on the top side of this, going to drop right back down to the velocity on toe on the backside. Lipo laying out those R&B focuses, making sure no sorts of aggression can happen. He is going to be applying a lot of pressure onto CDY on the bottom side. CDY now is going to be forced to try to kite. He does have that side ultimate online if he needs it as well. I did hear an ult come online though, but Mike still on the top side is the one that's going to pop that Shaya ultimate. The first one here to invest his ultimate. Now everybody getting congested. CDY now is going to be playing that top side. Frostivus investing that Keelan ultimate there, trying to get some damage. The 3-2 connections there onto the Shaya ultimate there from Mike. We are going to be seeing now the Cyber investing that ultimate on the top side. Frostivus trying to play the outer ring of this. Another 2 grab there off the Shaya ult. Now CDY is going to pick elimination onto Fong in the backside. 2 players get caught up for the 3rd time there from Mike. Frostivus is going to eat up a lot of damage. It's going to be falling there, but he is going to get picked out with elimination. And Mike's going to be the last one standing. And Mike with a massive game 1 here to start off his bi-weekly 3. Showing up. Now he is still that guy as we see here for our first match of the bi-weekly 3.
Yeah, he is coming out on top, ready for action, ready for war. We just saw him play.
So, to have the potential of that F like Liam has, just that F alone makes him super strong. Syra has been tweaked a lot since release. She's still in these games though, still very strong. But you know, we are going to be having our off-jaw spot fights here with Wufong and PXC on the Shayo. And this is Justina you were talking about here, Seb, with Wufong. Drops a lot of HP, and PXC is not going to let loose of this gas pedal anytime soon.
Yeah, PXC jumping full into this fight here. Wufong trying to get away. 1 HP in a dream now, and the 1 RMB is going to come away with that. Good chase for PXC to be able to come away with that first blood of the game. Third party going to be jumping in, though. We're going to see Frostivus with the knives. Going to be trying to go for that uppercut combo. Almost connects off that F ability invested to avoid the damage output. We're going to see the overhold coming through. Ultimate going to be invested now for PXT. And he is just in a prime spot right now to take Frostivus out. Frostivus not looking too good. Just trying to hold blue and get away. Is going to end up getting caught out by the ultimate slash. F ability invested now into the second catch. Wow. What a beautiful play. PXT off to a tear in game number 1 as we're going to be flipping over to Mike, eliminating WBG Verse.
I'm start calling this Mike's Cave. He always lands here. Always lands here in Hall of Rod. Mike's Cave gets elimination there. Bong gain activate XY. XY on the Temi. Bong on the Syra. Kites out here for Bong. Dagger in hand as always. Not surprised. F caught in here for PXC. Back in the mix. He got that very early in this fight or in this game alone. Trying to build up that rage already. These players are running a lot of rage now post from last year as we see it. I mean, just how fast these players are getting their ultimates. You see Fong, this is no Fireflies, and Fong's already on 81%. PXC already called in a ultimate. Mike with 2 eliminations as well as PXC. Only 2 players with kills currently here for this game. AS, GG, Shaw, CDY. do have some 30-party action here between all three of these players. GG Shaw on the Lonnie. AS was forced to pop that F there from the Liam. Now the Liam ultimately is going to be called out here from AS. Catches CDY, throws him there onto GG Shaw, and the final R&B there from GG Shaw onto AS. He's going to snag out the elimination there. Aizen now in the mix. CDY trying to scatter out here from the situation, but the pressure is not going to be thrown his way. He is going to be able to retreat and be safe here for the time being. And Aizen still in the mix. OUG's Mike as well. We could potentially get a fourth party here in this fight pretty soon.
Fourth party could be jumping in, and that would be very unfortunate for these players who don't have ultimate available yet. You're going to be seeing now Mike is going to be getting hit by the overhold. F invested is going to be able to get a bit of HP back off of that. We are seeing CDY now extremely low. Does have that ultimate available, trying to pop it at the last possible second. Going to be able to find themselves an armor swap pretty quickly into this here, as they are going to be trying to back out of this fight. Looks like they have found Mike jumping back into the mix here, going full aggro into this. Mike trying to go for the heal now, is just going to go back off, play the heal game. CDY going to get hit with that overhold now. We're going to see Shaw jumping in as well. Ultimate invested from CDY, was able to hold it. The precision that he had there, he could have popped ult prematurely in that previous fight. He got the armor swap. He was able to change back. He gets another armor swap here that we're going to see. Mike popping ultimate, going to be going for that full chase. Is going to be able to get the dazzle off. This is so much damage on the CDY here. Ultimate is not going to prevent any of this damage coming through. Is ending up in the ball. Aizen, no way! Throws him to the ground and snags the kill away from everybody else. What a crazy play there from Aizen. We all thought it was going to Mike. Oh my goodness, the grab from Mike is absolutely crazy, throwing him into Shaw there. This is the second time we've seen that happen. Mike trying to back out of this only on the gray armor. Aizen just not going to give up this fight. He wants this elimination badly, needs redemption for game number 1, and now Mike extremely low is going to end up getting eliminated. Shaw picking up the kill. Solblin going to go to Shaw as well. Parry going to come through. F ability invested from Aizen, trying to see if he can go for the overhold again. Scale Rush is up, does not want this contact anymore, is going to be able to get 1.0 off before GG Shaw is going to re-engage onto this chase. The jumping LMB into the slam, trying to make this kill worthwhile. He could come away with 3 eliminations in the early game here. This is exactly what he wants. Ultimate going to get popped here. Tries to see if he can catch him out, and it looks like he does. Scale Rush going to come through though. Aizen able to evade any sort of damage. Oh my goodness, the ultimate tech chase coming in here. And there we go. Aizen 1 HP to Dream right now. The Scale Rush to kill. Oh my goodness. GG Shaw with a beautiful 3-piece. Oh my goodness, what a play.
Yeah, that was beautiful there from GG Shaw and Delani. And there it is, why the V2 is so clean, right? Being able to get, per se, an extra dodge off of that TP there from the ball chase off that ultimate. It just really caught up there from the gap that that Aizen created there in that situation. And having that in his arsenal is just a very good kit to have as well as Lonnie. So being able to see it here, Fong always learning puzzle, nearly always has a gold weapon early game here in Holleroth. We are going to be seeing him with gold hung sword this time around. And even though Aizen didn't get the elimination onto Mike, I love when he caught Mike in the ball. He didn't just off to get the damage off the R&B the second time around, and he throws the pressure there onto GG Shaw to make sure he can negate any of the potential focus attack that GG Shaw would have thrown in the back end. So being able to do that and quickly adjust to that situation, we see Aizen, big brain plays off of that alone. It's just the little things that you can catch off of someone's gameplay, as I caught it there from Aizen. That was just beautiful to watch. But he does fall in that situation. Still has a second life here for this game. First round Yang up here. We're going to be going into our first round pretty soon here in Holleroth. Verse already posted up on the Rakos. He is ready to take this round. Purple Fist Blades in hand here for Verse. Going to go ahead and pop the Akko's ultimate for safety measures. Wufong as well posted up here with the throwing knives. A little bit of a movement tech here in the air there for Wufong. Just weighing out for this round to open up. And that's the ice burst, whatever you want to call it. I think I was mentioning earlier on Justina that I would love to see a little bit more. It's just probably just how it's like how it is. Like you can try to catch ult pops is probably like the best use for that. I mean, it does deplete your rage, so that's why these players are probably not using it very, very heavily. On Justina, they want to have that opening and the perfect timing to be able to use one of their dashes on that ultimate alone. Wufong enters XY as well. We're gonna have a Justina v Temmie. Both combo breakers here once again, as always, for these players. We're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna be the mix-up. XY is gonna be on the nunchucks here on the Tomoke. They are gonna be starting up high. Massive parry from XY to Wufong into the kick on the low ground to the R&B as well. Big damage there onto Wufong. Loses all that blue armor. XY now with a perfect opportunity here to take this Roman Yang pretty early here. We do see Wufong try to kite out a lot of this pressure. XY is gonna top off this blue armor. Tries to bait out something. The 1-2 off the nunchuck goes for the air R&B. Is going to eat up the damage off the R&B focus. XY is going to be forced to pop this F to try to cut out some of the situation. Justina ultimate called in. Temmie ultimate invested as well. Wufong playing the high ground. Slow, cannot dodge here in this situation. Does manage to get out of this Temmie ultimate. Nice scares there for Wufong to the R&B. Jump LB into the freeze. Wufong with massive damage there to the extension off that dash there from the Justina. Even though he ate up a lot of damage at the start of this fight, manages to come on top here in the first Roman Yang.
And this is why we love the Justina gameplay, ladies and gentlemen.
Knives.
The comeback. Oh my goodness, the gold knives too. This is going to be an interesting one here. We're seeing WBG's verse in the realm of Yang against PXT. PXT on the Shio. It looks like his ultimate is down. Both ultimates have been invested here. F called in for Verse, but he's going to get knocked against the wall into the carousel. This is going to be it for Verse here. Carousel. Oh, he doesn't finish the connect. Verse with a chance to continue this fight here. Tries to go for the double charge. Isn't going to be able to connect off of that. Scale Rush going to come through, knocking Verse down. Oh, 1.0 going to connect though. You're going to see it is one more shot for either of these players, and they are both going to get themselves eliminated. And we get one heal pot off. 21 seconds left in this realm of Yang. We're seeing the jumping LMBs come through. Verse able to get a lot of damage off of those jump LMBs. We're going to see him come through here. Now PXT on the low ground is going to get eliminated here. He had the fight in the bag. Verse going to be able to clutch this out. What a beautiful finish from WBG's Verse to come away with the victory there.
Oh my, Verse Scale rushes over the pillar into their aerial LMB, knowing that he can get the last final hits off of that alone, and he is going to be snagging up that gold fan plus that Vermilion Spirits, as we know it here, the standard here in both modes pretty much. You know, Vermilion Spirits might being that crazy buff, being able to get stay in the game and keep all your loot and potentially come out with 1, 2, 3 eliminations, as many as you can with this buff alone. Just showcasing how beautiful that buff is. But this was our third Roman that we did not watch. This was DRG Spawn with a massive ship opening here onto Lipo. Swaps on over to the Hanzo for them extra damage off that weapon rarity alone. Lipo drops a lot of HP off that blue armor. Recatches a prior off of this, and Fong now opts for the 1.0 off the gold rarity Hong Sword against that blue armor. Just shreds that armor and that health bar there in that situation. Coming up on top, he snags up a gold dagger in hand. I just caught it a little bit. He's in the cave. We see him in the back end there, having that gold dagger. What a better weapon there for DRG's Fong. The most comfortable that he is in the server with. Wufong though getting active against Burst. Both players were with buff, and now Fong's in the mix as well. All three buff players here are in this situation. PXT quickly sees that, but PXT is in this situation where he has to try to cleanse, trying to try to create this space here, but Burst is not going to let loose here of this chase. In the backside, Might was forced to pop this ultimate here in this situation. He is going to be topping off that health back there from that ult alone, but Shaw getting active against XY on the Temmie once again has that Yang depletion timer, and I believe he has around 3 minutes and a half potentially there to try to cleanse, so the pressure is on here for XY as well.
Yeah, XY needing to get that cleanse. This is something that we've seen these players try and do time and time over and over again here, as these Yang depletion players are struggling to find eliminations, as the entire lobby sees the desperation and they see them investing the ultimates early into the fights, trying to go for the kills as fast as possible, not wanting to let anybody else claim these soul blooms. And this is where we're seeing it. Mike, oh my goodness, the grapple extension into this. What is XY doing? What a play coming up from him there. Temmie invested We're going to see the wind whisk coming out. Oh, big parry from XY, but Mike not going to go down just yet. He's able to find his way out of this mess. He's able to get a little bit of movement going here as GG Shot going to be trying to jump into this fight as well. F ability invested, could get some healing back. We are seeing these 1.0s getting released. Shaw is opening himself up to a huge risk of getting parried, but he's Mike able to find the way away from this fight. GG Shaw. Oh, armor swap there. Gets the gray armor into this fight.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness, the whisk coming through. XY needs the bloom. He doesn't get it. 16 seconds left, and he's going to go down here. Huge parry going to come through, though. GG Shaw now losing all of his HP. Could become the next target of the lobby. Ultimate invested. XY going to try and make something happen. Oh my goodness, he almost gets hit by the Lonnie ultimate. We're going to see him get grabbed into Ajao's ultimate. Third party coming through is going to get knocked out. Ajao picking up the kill. All of them going desperately for the soul, but PXT going to pick it up, cleansing his Yang depletion. GG Shaw now becoming the target here as PXT jumping full force into this. Ajao jumping in not far behind. I believe he still has one charge left on that ultimate where you might get to see that get sent out as GG Shaw losing so much HP. We see the charge come through. He grabs the other player. GG Shaw is going to just jump into the roaming. Oh my goodness, he escapes. Ladies and gentlemen, get away from GG Shaw. He was so low. Oh my goodness, Shaw, you schmooving.
No way. But he has to go against Wufong. Wufong has gold throwing knives. GG Shaw lost the weapon he had earlier. Now, the follow-up there for Wufong, big damage. Gets the extra damage there off the follow-up LMB. Just a shot for extra damage as well. Now, the Lonnie ultimate is going to come into play here for GG Shaw. Wufong now is going to be able to kite the first one. Doesn't eat up the damage off that. He's going to use the F to avoid the follow bounces there off that first one. Wufong's going to respond with his shield ultimate. He's going to weave that second ball down this time around. The third one misses as well. The throwback does connect there. Double freezes there for Wufong. Doesn't catch the power off it alone, though. Since the focus, both players parry. Overholds, no parries. Parry baits him this time around. Wufong eats up a little bit of damage. Ship parry there from GG Shaw. Wufong has to have to stay safe. Cancels the ultimate. Now overholds. Another ship parry there for Wufong. Snags up the gold. Throwing knives as well. Now GG Shaw with a quarter white HP trying to stay alive. I think he gets a little bit of damage off that R&B focus. Sends it again. Throws it to the right so he can avoid getting parried. Now in the corner. Tries to go for the 2-on-1. Doesn't get the damage. He messes up the 2-on-1. And now he's going to eat up a lot of damage here off the gold throwing knives. Gets cut off with the 1-2. And Wufong staying up. GG Shaw not happy about messing up the 2-on-1. But even though I think it was not going to be enough damage there, he's going to stack up another pair of gold throwing knives there for Wufong.
I thought we were going to see the longsword carousel infinite into the wall there, but we didn't get to see that come out. Both times these players had them on the ropes against the wall with the longsword. We have not seen that TOG coming out, as it looks like Wufong now. Gold armor, gold knives. Throwing knives are showing up everywhere in this game, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 2 sets of gold knives. This is absolutely insane. We've only got 6 players left in this game. There are so many people eliminated. Mike already fully out. Frostivus already fully out. Ajao, Lipo, XY, and AS also already completely eliminated from this game. 2 players on Yang depletion. In the next 4 minutes, in the next 5 minutes, we might see a 4-player game. This is a very, very quick moving game right now. We're not even on Fireflies. These players are just running so much rage that we're getting these crazy fast off-spawn fights. GG Shaw missing the uppercut there. Nice dodge from Wufong to be able to get away from that. Wufong now trying to make something happen. He does have that buff. We are seeing Verse coming into the mix now. Shaw and Verse, both players on Yang depletion. They're going to try and battle this out in the HUD here. Verse backing off Shaw, wanting to get a pot off. He is very, very low in HP. Only has those blue dual halberds that he's fighting with right now. I don't know if he got his weapon parried away from him. And I think Wufong might have all of the purple weapons that GG Shaw had in his back pocket here, as Verse still trying to go for the chase, trying to find out where GG Shaw went. Looks like he did bait him out a little bit. Shaw able to find himself a nice little area to get a pot off. Wufong not going to let up, though. He's waiting for Shaw to jump back into this fight. Shaw is going to go for the scale rush from the other end here. Verse waiting for him on the other side as well. F invested. He's using so much damage to the zone. GG Shaw going to use that F ability. He had Prio against Verse. Ultimate pops now. Going to see him jumping into the fight as fast as possible. Coming through with the Lanny ultimate. Looks like he's not going to burn it, just going to go for the reset, trying to play this as safe as possible. He's got 3 minutes left, so he doesn't need to start sweating just yet. But with the pressure from both of these players onto him, it is looking very difficult. He's going to place the ball for the teleport there. We're seeing the goalie stance coming out. Shout out Sir for the goalie stance. We are going to be seeing the charge coming through, jumping to the other side now, though. He's going for the grapple away. He does not want to engage in this.
I mean, but now look who it is. Fong started moving into the mix. He was roaming the map on the north side of the map. And he does now catch on to where the remainder of these players are. He does know that these players have that Yang depletion timer. So he's trying to capitalize off of this situation alone. We see him there on the Syra. GG Shaw, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. He's going to be able to get a nasty parry there onto Wufong. And the top side, the throwing knives were not snagged up, though. Wufong was able to re-pick up that weapon alone. GG Shaw now with tons of pressure. Full lobby, full focus in here. It is Lonnie in the bottom side of this terrain. Wufong, the first one in. Tries to go for the jump parry. Doesn't release it. GG Shaw's going to get blinded there off that flower alone. It's going to be able to create a little bit of space here. Fong now cuts the distance there in the back end. Pistol shots flying on in. Fong with the elimination there onto GG Shaw. Burst now trying to scatter on. Now, the cleanse does come into play there for one of these players, though. He is going to be able to stay in this fight. We do have Burst being able to snag up that as fast as possible. It does manage to stay inside that game off of that elimination alone. But DRG's Fong, 3 gold weapons in his inventory. Gold dagger, gold pole sword, gold hong sword. Crazy inventory here for Fong. Wins his Rumble Yang. We do have him here being able to showcase his Rumble Yang now against Burst this time around. This was common cannon here for Fong. Trying to find some sorts of extra damage off of this kid. Caught up with the R&B. He's going to be able to invest the Fs here off the Syra. Still cutting around this pillar off of the dagger alone. Trying to see if he can find some damage. Loses all that armor, though. Still playing this backside of this pillar. He opens up with the LMB focus. Aqua's ultimate invested there from Burst. Nice weave there from Fong. Second weave as well. He's going to be able to force this ultimate as well. Catches the dazzle into the 2.0 charge there off the beam. Back to back. Just so much pressure here off the Syra. The ultimate goes away. Aqua's ultimate is still alive. Double tap dodge, just try to create the space. Cannon shot gets a little bit of damage there onto Burst. On the backside, Burst still trying to stay alive, trying to avoid all these shots. Overholds, gets the damage off the 1.0. Now onto the F, but the following hit there from Fong. And oh my god, that is just probably the most annoying thing to go against. He was just playing the backside of the pillar, releasing those cannon shots to get the splash damage, and just poking off the fan alone, or dagger alone. And the rarity of the gold dagger just being so detrimental there against against Burst there in the row. It's just insane to watch there from Fong. But Fong just has Mortar Defiance as well in the inventory. Gets it off, I believe, probably potentially the buy zone. We are going to be able to see him having that in his sleeve. Now, White Tiger's power is going to be coming in for this Spirit Well. And now a lot of these players are going to be contesting this. And Wufong has blue nunchucks in his hand, but he also has Dragon Sword. So he is going to be able to ice off a lot of the pressure from the range presence from a lot of these players.
Yeah, Fong has been well known in this game for being the god of dagger, and having him playing with the dagger here, showing exactly how powerful a gold dagger can be, even as it has become a less favorable weapon, only used for movement. And the fact that the fan is in the game, it just makes it so much more of a better option to play with the fan. You've got that extra distance. Looks like we are going to see Wufong capturing that Spirit Well here as DRG's Fong ultimate invested. It looks like he has found PXT. PXT getting dangerously low here. This is a bad spot to get caught out in. They're trying to go for the dazzle. Ultimate invested for PXT as well. So we are going to see him losing out on that ultimate here as PXT now taking a lot of damage. This is not where he wants to be right now, but he's going to try and get out of this. DRG's Fong now taking a lot of damage, is going to have that Mortal Defiance proc come through, and Wufong with the bow shot going to come through and steal that elimination. Now, tease Wufong now trying to make something happen again on the other side of this fight. Looks like he's found SS1 CDY, wants to engage onto him as well. Ultimate invested for CDY. Good tap dodge out of that ultimate proc there. We are going to see him try and back things off into the other direction as CDY. Ultimate proc one more time. We do see Justine ultimate is going to start to come online now as the freeze is going to come through. F ability invested by CDY to try and even out this fight, but the charge is going to come through. Verse going to steal the elimination. Oh my goodness. WBG's Verse stealing the kill right out from under Wufong's nose. Oh my goodness. Fong getting eliminated. Wufong is going to take out CDY. There's 3 players left in this game, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that was just perfect there from WBG's verse. Fong picks up the elimination, or I'm sorry, Fong goes down in the zone. Verse goes right inside the zone and snags up all the loot there for Fong. And Fong was stacked. He had multiple gold weapons. And we see now Verse with gold Hong sword in hand. He snags up all the loot, recharges up his white health, goes right where the action was, snags up the elimination as well. It was just beautiful plays there from WBG's Verse, being able to get that upgrade off to that alone. Purple cannon in hand there for the finisher. Then onto that player. Fong has no ult online. Needs to try to bait out some sorts of damage there. He does potentially see a little bit of a call there onto PXT, but PXT did not get hit off of that alone. He isn't able to stay inside this bush. Verse playing right around it. The 1-2 there off the longsword. PXT caught now. Blue longsword in hand here for PXT. Has Engraven as well here off the longsword. And this is a crazy mix-up Jade to catch. Now the RB does manage to catch down to Verse. We are going to be having the Uncle's Ultimate invested here from Verse in the back end now. He's going to be cut off the R&B focus there from the throwing knives out to SWAT there. But now the pressure's going to be thrown here towards the Shayo's way. They just need the Uncles. Do not want to fight this here in a small congested area. We do see him getting parry baited. PXT, a little bit of damage there onto Wufong onto PXT. He's going to be able to kite out a little bit of the pressure now, using the terrain as best as he can. Trying to take a quick reset in, but Verse there with a cannon shots is be able to apply lots of splash damage and burn ticks as well. The LB focus does connect there, but the F caught in there for the Uncles in the back end. Now Wufong turns his attention onto Verse, massive parry down to Verse. F caught in there for PXT, staying alive here. The Shayo trying to stay up. The Shayo ultimate invested once again here for PXT. The cannon shots apply tons of pressure, and Wufong with the bow shot there onto PXT. And now the last 1v1 of game number 2. LB Pride here for Verse. What's gonna be the mix of off of this? Uppercut off the grapple, jump LBs. F called in here for Wufong. Trying to find the opener. Wufong's gonna invest his Justine ultimate. Catches the dash into the freeze as well. The mix up now. Uncle's F called in. Doesn't catch the par off of it. Delays the wake up there to roll across there to not get catch off to the stagger. Now grapple LB, jump LB into the freeze. Doesn't get the focus damage off of that alone. Now Verse trying to stay up. He does potentially get the ultimate pretty soon. Now he's able to apply tons of pressure onto Wufong. Wufong with no dashes left off the Justine ultimate. Trying to see if he can get the damage off the throwing knives alone. Gets the damage off the R&Bs there on the ground. F1 calls in. Lead there for Wufong. Overholds. Gets the damage this time around. Uncle's ultimate called in now from Verge. Has the opener. Gold armor swap here from Verge, but it was kind of empty. Only 2 bars off of that. Gets a little bit of siphon back off the V2. Now trying to find another opener off the pounce. Doesn't manage to catch the second one. Doesn't get the aerial LB as well. Wufong trying to play the terrain at his favor. Click comes in off the clink, off the leap there. Purple frame can't clink off the blues off of that alone. The V2 connects there for Verse in the zone. Is gonna eat a lot of damage. Doesn't go really far in. Uses the F to avoid any source of pressure. Overholds the Nutcher Meter Brain. Doesn't connect off of that. Verse now still applying lots of pressure. The Nutcher Meter Brain connects there for Wufong, and the zone sends him into the bow shot extension as well. Wufong overholding, trying to find another opener, but the all up there for Verse for the last hit there onto him. And what an elimination there for Verse, staying up on top, being our winner of game number 2. And what a fight that we just witnessed there in our last and final moments of game number 2.
That was a legendary fight. Like there's no way around that. That is a legendary fight coming out from both of those players. No, you couldn't have scripted a fight better than that. Like that was beautiful. The nunchuck meter dump into the zone very heavily with the DRG and WBG fight, but we're flipping things off right away at the Zest Winery. That is TE's Wufong, BB's Frostivus, and Lipo. Oh my goodness, Verse is already at 1 HP here. Verse gonna be in the mix, trying to make something happen. We see that F ability has been invested. Purple Spear gonna get taken away. ANZ's XY with a beautiful hit off on that. We're going to see F ability getting released again from XY. XY just trying to dodge out of this. He does have that purple spear, but is going to get himself parried. Fung with a beautiful parry. Coming in, just taking his time, being patient, flipping over now. JL's AS versus OUG's Mike. Mike going to be going for a bit of loot here, trying to see if he can get some damage up onto AS. AS is going to come away with a huge parry here, but we are going to see parry is going to get denied from that Liam F ability. And there we go. He gets a couple of dagger slashes in AS, very low in HP. The overhold's going to come through, though. Mike able to bait the parry out and takes AS out. No eliminations for AS on the day, and no more in game 3 for him. We're going to flip over now. TE's Wufong fighting against VN's Lipo. 5-2-1 going to be backing off here as Wufong. Full aggression against this other Shael, gets the combo into the 1.0 release off of the grapple bump, and Wufong picks up his first elimination.
Nice. Wufong coming off that win off game number 2. Now on, you know, arguably the strongest character in the game right now, Xiaoyu. It is 3rd round selection right now for these players, but I still think like a lot of pop-off games are from the Xiaoyus, right? How strong she is. But we do have 4-way scrap-off, CDY, GG Shaw in the mix, in the back end, PXC as well. GG Shaw and the Justina. Listen, Naraka, I don't know if this is going to matter, but I need this to rerun back because I slept on it. I slept on it, and I need this outfit on Justina. Plus, she's going to be coming out for PvE soon, so I need that. I need that ASAP. So give me a little quick little rewind. Anyways, GG Shaw, PXT going at it. GG Shaw loses a lot of that common armor. PXC has a little bit of advantage. Aizhao on the top side, purple armor. Bow charging up in the back end there, blue bow in hand there for A-Shop. Justina Ultimate is going to be invested here for GG Shaw. Lonnie as well there for PXC. He's going to use the freeze, doesn't catch off of this, catches off the F alone. None she can meter burn off of this alone, but he's able to tap the F there to avoid the damage. He is going to get some damage off the ball there from the Ultimate. Recatches off of this alone, overholds. The cancel there for the Justina Ultimate there from GG Shaw. Now, another player showing up, CDY in the backside, but Lonnie's still applying tons of pressure. He's going to be going towards GG Shaw's way. None she meter burns on now. Doesn't get any damage off of this alone. CDY choosing the Justina out of the bunch in the back end. Sends release, gets parried there from A-Shot. The damage is going to connect. Another parry there from A-Shot. Now this time around against PXC. Turning it over to the weaker player, and PXC now trying to run for the hills, getting caught up by the jump LMBs. A little bit of extra damage there onto PXC. Asia full grappling in the backside. The Cyber F caught in there for Asia to close out that space, but CDY choosing Asia out of the bunch here, not going for PXC. PXC trying to fish for the dazzle, doesn't manage to connect off of that alone to be able to get some dashes in to try to close out that distance, but PXT now going on in for that quick reset there in the back end. The damage now does not connect. PXT with nice kiting off of this alone, gets cut off with the two beam charge there. CDY still coming in hot there against A-Shao. The damage is going to go towards A-Shao's way. CDY still choosing the Syra out of the bunch here. Very surprising. Now PXC coming back in off of getting that armor and health right back up. CDY on the Lonnie, trying to find an opener to be able to weave the LMB focus. Catches the RB focus there onto Asia. Now in the backstand, PXT, potential third-party action here. Can go ahead and scare rushing in. Takes a little bit of damage. Asia now, he is going to be connecting off the dazzle there onto CDY. Asia drops very, very low here in the situation. And PXC there with the elimination. And CDY does have that ult online. And PXC is to be able to get the elimination. Both Lonnies are going to be backing up here in this situation. But he is going to fall off of that. XY still in the mix. And XY would have loved to see him run that silence F opposed to this damage one. Just with how, you know, all these players rely on abilities, right? I mean, being able to get that under attack F and your ult as well, and minimizing that to have them 3-ban opposed to use 0-ban. And I mean, just the silence has restands as well, where you're able to catch the prio on the ground to extend. Would have loved to see him run the silence there. I felt like it would have been a little bit more value. He does win a fight off spawn. So we're going to have to wait and see how the remainder of this game goes. Potentially see another player play Viper. Preferably with the silence F, the F1, to see how much difference it looks like opposed to what XY is running right now. But our first Roma Yang starting to form up, SS1, CDY, and Asia and PXC, all 3 players that just had a scrap off on their right hand side there for the round. We have Wufong on the left hand side. OUG's Mike, Frostovic, GG Shaw, potentially WBG's Verse, and JL's AS are going to be going to that bottom right-hand side Rama Yang. But Wufong going to get an easy pass. Lipo starting to move on in as well. We have some action once again. The Lonnies are teaming up here against A-Shao. And A-Shao back towards the wall is going to be forced to back on up. A Lonnie ultimate was invested there by CDY. He's going to try to see if he can snag up that Yang pass, but the damage is done. A-Shao in the zone, trying to see if he can find some sorts of resources, but we're potentially going to have a big, massive fight here in this Roma Yang, but Mike has the pass currently here.
Yeah, we do get to see that handshake meta take place late game. I don't think we've seen that much of a same hero handshake grief coming out from a player since that CDY just did. The kill, Asia had that kill onto PXT, and CDY could have came in for the third party, but he decides to go for the stronger target in that situation solely because they're trying to get that Syra out of the game and keep the Lannies in. interesting play. I don't know how I feel about the handshake coming that early on. Is that it's a little bit weird, but you know, they're making it happen. CDY already with the ultimate back is going to be investing it here against both Syras that have pulled up into this game now, as we're going to be getting to see ASE's XY on the Viper in the Realm of Yang. I'm excited for this. Wolves, a PXT. This is going to be a very, very fun fight to watch. Barrier's going to drop in 5 seconds, and they're going to start to go at it here. Starting off with the scale rush, it looks like both of them going for the scale rush play. PXT takes to the skies. The overhead slam is going to come through. F ability invested into the 1-2 is going to connect with that. Gets the overhold through. This might be ultimate ready to go here for XY. And there we go. If you can close this out, is not going to be able to get the final silence off onto them, though. That's going to be the downfall of XY in this situation here. PXT can be allowed to get the heal off. Does have 2 more of those Lani ultimate balls to throw. So we're going to see him go for 1 here. Last ball available. Going to see the goalie stance coming out. Does get hit into the restand. And there we go. 1-2. F ability popped again from ASE's XY. Ooh. Gonna get the grapple bump. F ability invested though. Doesn't finish off the attack. Isn't going to be able to get the reset either. Trying to go for that heal pop for a second. Scale rush coming in through. PXT trying to make something happen. Is going to come away. XY with the scale rush connects from the focus attack. Overhold gonna come through. Perfect tap dodge. Double bow shot out of nowhere. The absolute, oh my goodness, that has got to take some courage to pull that out right there. We're gonna see the 1-2 coming out. Slaps around. Tries to go for the double into the bow shot again. All he needs to do is hit his F ability here, and he hits the 1/ into the uppercut and is going to come away victorious. He almost had the elimination so early there off of his ultimate, but he does not come away with the ult kill. We are going to see him pick up a gold longsword, some nice purple armor there, and that coveted Vermilion's bird might buff.
PXT is just laughing at the Viper in around. I mean, it's new, right? But like I mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised that this character gets picked a lot more. I don't know. I don't know about the F2, how I feel about the F2. Light did give a good point in the chat about, you know, F1 being better in isolated fights, and you know, that's what I was thinking as well. Just F1 having that one-on-one potential being very strong. Never getting anything that the enemy can do against you. But the F choice that XY went with, it's drastically I don't know about drastically, but you know, it seems like it's a lot more better in a 3-4 way fight, right? Being able to get a massive F with 2 or 3 people bunched up has a really good potential of snagging up third-party eliminations and getting that extra damage and getting a lot of people weak to try to back on up there to try to take a reset in. So I see what XY is doing, but Mike in the mix right now. Mike is trying to find an opener here for himself. Has 2 eliminations on the board. Lani ultimate invested here for PXT. Uses the V2 there to avoid the damage off the Lani. PXT drops very low. CDY and PXT though, you see them there just playing right next to each other once again, as we saw earlier. The damage going to go towards the Lani's way, and now they're going to back on up here in the situation. PXT in the mix now. It's looking to try to get active. We see the Lani ultimate hitting there onto CDY. Overhold. Both players have that Lani ultimate online. The second one connects as well for PXT. Gets the damage off of that. Back to back. Nearly connects off of that. Now CDY with the ball there for the extension is going to use it to weave around. Goes right back on in. And the backside, Mike running right back in. He is not afraid of these 2 Lanis. They did hear them fighting. PXT drops very low. CDY there with elimination there onto PXT. Now Mike against CDY. CDY with no O online. Just very low. F caught in there for Mike to avoid the damage onto parry. Another player showing up. Aizen now to the mix. Lipo as well. 4-way scrap off unfolding here in front of our eyes. Lipo trying to back on up. Trying to get some sorts of pressure onto one of these players. Blue armors for Aizen and Lipo though. Mike drops a little bit low here off the purple armor. Versus in the mix as well. CDY with no O online. And not sure if the person could be going towards his way. Not sure if any of these players saw the health bar of CDY. Mike does though. He's quickly adjusting as well as Lipo. We see Aizen as well. The 1-2 off the nunchucks. 1-2-3 sends it. Doesn't connect off of it. CDY though is gonna get caught up here. He does have Vermilion's Bird's Bite. He is gonna fall here in that situation. And it's gonna be Lipo with elimination off of that. Wufong picks one up onto XY. And XY does still have the Vermilion's Bird's Bite off of that realm. So he is still safe in this game. Wufong going at it against Frostivus. Frostivus falls there in that situation. I think that might be his game number 3, and it is. Wufong gets the elimination. He's going to go ahead and back on up. Now, Scrap Off still unfolding here in the bunch for this Rama Yang. Lipo not letting go of the gas pedal since the proc follow up there. Burst with the extra damage to the backside. Mike laying down some pressure onto Lipo. 53 seconds in counting. Lipo needs to see if he can try to cleanse, but it's not going to be easy tasking for himself.
Yeah, getting this cleanse with only 45 seconds left is getting extra desperate. Coming into a player like Syra, which gives you such a huge health bonus when you hit that ultimate, it's almost impossible to take out one of these players. We are going to see now the ultimate getting invested. Oh my goodness, from downtown! Mike with the grab! What a play from Mike to be able to come and steal that elimination away. He goes, yoink, give me that. That is mine. I'm taking it for myself. He's going to come away with the Yang Pass as well. WBG's is not wanting any of that smoke. What an incredible play from Mike to be able to come and steal that kill away. We saw him trying to cleanse that Yang depletion. We saw him going absolutely crazy trying to cleanse, and the grab from distance too. Like, these grabs are very hard to connect with, which is one of the big difficulties of playing a character like Liam, is he's very, very hard to get a hold of. And having somebody like that, being able to get a grab from that far out, is just absolute insanity. So we're going to see now jumping into this next round. XY's going to hold for a second there as he drops away a blue bow. Interesting play here. It looks like he's just going for a little bit of damage, trying to hold for a bit. Could be his downfall, though, here. He's going to get prio, though. He needs to jump into that realm of Yang. Is going to end up back in there. OUG's Mike versus ASE's XY. I'm excited to see how Liam is going to play into this Viper. If Mike's able to get his F off before we see the silence coming out, you know, we could see some longevity from the Liam, but in a realm of Yang, oh my goodness, the Longsword 1.0 coming out. Gold Longsword into the F ability is going to cancel it at the perfect time. Mike throwing an F of his own is going to be able to catch Longsword Prio into the TOD. Oh, there we go. He's got it. He's going to be able to send it up into the uppercut, into the uppercut, into the uppercut. 1, 2, woo! Get him! Ladies and gentlemen, Mike, what a play. Turns it around on the head of the Viper with one nunchuck catch. It's all over. These players are so lethal with it as we're flipping over JL's AS in the realm of Yang. Needs to get some points on the board. Been not doing too well today, but he's now got himself in a very good situation against Alliance Aizhao. Aizhao getting very low in HP here. They're both trying to dazzle each other and heal each other out. And it looks like AS was able to connect with the dazzle as well as Aizhao as it brings it back around. AS very low in HP now. Aizhao with the advantage because he has ultimate for just a little bit longer. Aizhao trying to still make something happen. Ultimate is going to go down. Both of these players at relatively the same angle. 1-2 going to come out from the dual blades. Is going to get the overhold check, but the F ability coming in is going to gain them back a little bit of HP. Aizhao with lower health. Trigger block going to come into. Just holds that still. Doesn't need to do anything with it. Huge parry going to come through. Crouch parry into the nunchucks to finish off that elimination. And AS picking up his first kill of the day.
XY's going in Yangs. He's going in Yangs, and I mean, you would see the beauty of that silence come into play opposed to that F2, right? Just running the F1, and just the way he's playing out this match, I still feel like it would be a lot better. I mean, if he had that silence there, he connected off the first one, he would have potentially not get TOD there by Mike. Mike, all he had to do was just bait out that F, catch his pile, raw dragon slide uppercuts in the corner off the V2, right? Simple 1-2 goal hunter, so much damage. He doesn't even have to do a lot after that alone. You see it beautifully showcased there from OUG's Mike. Coming up victorious, and now XY has Yang depletion timer. Mike with gold armor and gold staff. It's just rough, man. I would love to see the silence in the lobby like this. I still think the silence is potentially better, but it also could be just how the aggression is for the lobby alone. And I think in a situation that we've had here for our game number 3, it would have panned out a little bit better there for XY, but we're going to have to wait and see how he bounces back, is if he's going to be able to cleanse his Yang depletion timer. Asia as well has it with 4 minutes. We see him trying to lay down some pressure there onto a player, WBG's verse, I believe. Oh, no, it's 2 Syras, so he's going to be looking at somebody else. AS, potentially? That's another Syra. He's going to keep rotating on in, seeing he can find another player, potentially get the help from one of these Syras. Asia has a Yang depletion timer. one of these players potentially have the buff that can help out a lot. Yeah, AS does. So this is possibly going to be working out, but XY is going to be quickly aggressed on here from one of the Cyrus, and along with Viper, you know, you'll be able to get a little bit of stun off of that V2, but it's not going to do a lot here in the situation. It's not going to stagger them for a very long time, and the rest of the lobby looking at the Viper right here. Nice skill rushes here from XY to be able to ice off a little bit of the pressure, but look at the mini map. Everybody full focusing right here. Nice downtown V2. That's Mike, I believe. No, yes it is. It's Mike from downtown once again with the V2. Snags up XY. Steals elimination there onto XY. Has a second charge. Doesn't even need it. Fong as well on the Liam. Aizhao and Fong might be going at it pretty soon, as well as Verse, and might potentially a handshake here for the character selections. Might be going at it pretty soon. AS though, the third party factor here running with the Cyrus as well, is going to be able to get a little bit of damage though to one of those players. Asia still has to cleanse. Mike gets caught up there on the side of the terrain, as well as Asia, but Mike quickly using the dagger to escape. Gets caught up on the Scarecrow there in the back end. Stoneform there off the pole short on the top side. Back to back as well. It's going to be able to still continue the movement game. Doing a really good job doing so. We do have him just rotating in and out here of this terrain. He's going to be using it to his advantage. Gets caught up. Has the F to go on to the user to the next side of the rock side. In the backside, Asia though, still quickly catching up to him. We do have him now. Gets on top of the terrain, and on top side, I think there's another player waiting for him up here, so he could potentially get another player on his trail. But Mike gets a blue armor swap, stays up now, still doing a really good job. I mean, just how fluent Mike is, right, with the movement. Very hard to catch. I mean, we saw it in Predoria as well, how mobile he was, and he had fist blades in hand, I believe, that game. And now, that was game 2 actually in Holleroth, and now I mean, just stagger a better, faster scale rush weapon to having an inventory, just quicker movements there off the scale rushes. We see him using the side of this wall here to rotate towards the middle, but Asia and Burst still on his trail. Asia still hasn't found the opening that he needs. Might be a big nuisance here in this case, not give him anything, and he's gonna have to potentially start turning against one of these Cyrus pretty soon if he was to find some sorts of advantage here to try to cleanse. But Mike not letting go of the movement, doing a really good job just kiting these 3 Cyrus. They cannot catch him. Asia invests the Cyro ultimate. Liam in the back end, still creating the space. I believe does call in his ult as well. Does not get caught up on anything here from Asia. The dazzle doesn't even connect. Throws on the V2, does not even connect there from Mike. On the backside, Mike still being able to get a little bit against dazzle, but catches the V2. Sends him a little bit across, hits another Cyber as well. Mike doing a really good job now, but with no all online, it's gonna be back pretty soon. 50 seconds and counting. Asia still looking for Mike in the backside. Now the tables that turns. A yes there, coming in with the elimination off the Cavalry Bloom with the dual blades. Gets the damage, gets the elimination, gets away with murder, rotates on in, and Mike lives to see another day as well with 5 on the board.
He lives to see another day. Not only does he do that, he facilitates a kill for another player in the process using his ultimate, getting Aizhao extremely low, and he gets out of the fight and goes and buys himself gold armor.
That is insane.
That is the most insane. This is why Mike is your 2-time MVP.
He's right back in.
This is why he is the craziest player in this game. He might have a couple of lower scoring games, but he is incredible at this video game without a contest. He is one of the best, and we see this here. He was able to run away from both of these players chasing him down relentlessly, and is still full aggression, level-headed, ready to play into this game, sending out those velocities onto these other players. He is starting to lose a little bit of HP here as this Spirit Will capture. Mike really wants to get this buff here, and this could be really big for him, especially because he does not have ultimate available right now. Getting his ult back could mean a lot to his gameplay right now. Ultimate F ability, going to be invested as CDY almost gets that uppercut combo prio up onto him. Oh my goodness, it's DRG Fung this time with the grab from downtown, sending CDY to the zone, trying to banish him to the Shadow Realm here as he is getting backed off again. DRG's Fung going to be sending another double charge shot with, oh my goodness, with the focus follow-up. DRG's Fung with an incredible play out into this game. CDY getting knocked out in 7th place here. going out with 3 eliminations, so he's putting a few points up onto the board, but not enough to win it here, as Mike is going to be trying to capture this still. Has ultimate available now, so he's going to be able to invest that if needed. Is going to get a huge parry off. Tries to get the sap damage off onto AS. AS not going to be the one to capture it here, as it looks like Mike's still trying to hold on to this. He's getting very close. He's a second away from capturing that Spirit Well. Here he goes. He gets it. Here, uses that ultimate, burnt it out, now has the Spirit Well potential available. White Tiger's prowess on him as well. He does know the WBG's versus low, trying to find him out, does spot him here, but it looks like the kite is going to be pretty crazy, especially with that blue dagger in hand for him. AS in the bush. We're seeing Verse on the other side as well. Fong trying to jump into the mix, trying to get these Syras out of the lobby. These Liams want to get them gone. They're not too focused on the Justina, but they want to get Verse out very badly here, as Mike still trying to continue the onslaught. Gold longsword in hand, is not able to find too much. Trying to go for the tech tage. Grapple bump going to come through. Tries to go for that jumping RMB. Almost connects off that. 2 jump LMBs in a row. Ultimate pops now. Fong jumping into the mix. We're seeing it come through. Oh my goodness, the movement's going to clip Mike. Mike tried to send Verse into it. Gets clipped himself, forcing the reset from him. We're going to see Fong jumping into this now, though. Verse very low. We're going to see the capture come through. Does he get the grab? He doesn't come away with it. Drops the armor to be able to grab any sort of armor that comes his way. There's a blue armor he just missed on the other side there. Oh, looks like he's going to be able to get 1 pot off. This could be huge. Gets a gray armor. It looks like he did go for the swap, but the armor itself was empty. He's at a disadvantage now. He drops the purple for the empty gray. And those split-second decisions, and it looks like it was the wrong decision. He would have had the opportunity to reset a purple armor, and now he's going to get himself eliminated very, very quickly here. Blue armor, full armor swap coming through, though, now, as Mike has re-engaged onto his target. Verse doing a very good job of kiting this out, but the lobby's not letting up.
I mean, he does manage to cut line of sight. And we saw Mike with crazy disengagement earlier, and Verse as well matching it. And this is what I was saying. Every player has that possibility of popping off just with how strong they are. See Mike, he still has a gold armor swap inside the zone too if he needs it. So if he does get low, he could potentially go inside the zone and get that gold armor inside the zone. We literally nearly saw it right over the rooftop there, but Verse getting caught up here in the corner. Tons of damage happening towards Verse's way. Fong's gonna invest the Liam ultimate here to potentially get this elimination here. Doesn't catch him out that first ball though. Verse doing a really good job kiting the ultimates now. He is gonna be able to create the space, using the back of that backside there to be able to get the scare rush on. Now cuts right back in as well, weaving everything. Verse now getting another opener to pop a powder in. And the top side, there's someone laying down some bow shots. Can't connect. It's Wufong on the top side, lining up the shot, has not connected yet. Verse right back to full health. Mike now choosing potentially AS. Both Cyrus, he does not know which one was the one that is low. Mike gets cut off the 1-2 there from a blue dagger in the backside. Now Mike, gold longsword in hand, also has nunchucks. He was running trigger off of that alone, has tuna as well. So I mean, he is full kitted out for any weapon that he needs. Wufong to get clip off the scale rushes. He was playing the top side. I believe it's the lone shot yo of his lobby now. Currently with 3 eliminations on the board. Mike with 5. DRG's Fong with 2. CDY was out with 3. PXC with 1, as well as A Zhao. Lipo and XY with 2. And AS still in the game with 2 on the board. Mike, purple cannon in hand, katana, gold katana in hand as well. Don't really see a lot of katana in the pro league with just the versatility of all the other weapons. I mean, we saw the damage off gold throwing knives there from Fong earlier. How much damage he's able to outburst there with the follow-up as well off of that weapon alone. Wufong playing the top side, blue throwing knives in his hand for him. And the top side Verse eating up a lot of damage. Gonna be forced to pop the Syra ultimate very early here in this end circle. Now the pressure is gonna be thrown towards Fong's way. Eats up a lot of damage back to back off the 2 charges there from the Bing. Verse now trying to full focus him. Wufong is well eating up a little bit of the damage. Mike playing the proximity here of Verse as well, waiting for this ultimate to run on out. He does get a little bit of health back off of those balls there from the ult. Wufong in the back end now is trying to apply the pressure onto Fong. Grapple 1.0 there from AS. Fong might fall for that. No, the terrain was not his favorite, but Mike there with the soul slash with elimination onto the fellow Liam. And Mike, like I said, he has Jason for everything right now. He does have the soul slash here, trying to find another opening to try to get potential hits, and Burst eats up a lot of damage to the jump LB. Gets the damage off of that as well. Mike with his second one here in this end circle. That's 7 on the board there for OUG's Mike. AS still in the fight, trying to apply a little bit of pressure down to Mike. With Fong still in the mix, AS drops low there off that gold armor. Only 2 blocks left off that gold armor. GG shot applying the pressure onto Mike. Not your meter burn connects. Let's get the full follow-up off of that alone. AS here in the mix. 1.0 follow-up gets clipped off the Cavalry Bloom in the backside now. Mike forced to pop this Zaf. He's gonna play in the bottom side of this terrain. GG shot looking for the opener there off the pole sword. AS still has that Cavalry Bloom. Gets hit off of the RB there from the pole sword, chunking of the remainder of that armor. And now pole sword times 2 in the back end. That does connect. They'll be forced to pop this ultimate as well. AS now is gonna be having a lot of pressure thrown his way once this ultimate goes out. Mike trying to get some damage there through the terrain there off that soul slash alone. Inside the zone, AS now gonna play the top side. Everybody's starting to move on into the middle of the zone. Gets cut off the ball. I believe somebody gets hit off of that. GG Shaw off the Justine ultimate. We do have the Shy ultimate now invested. AS with elimination onto GG Shaw. Mike now calls in the ultimate. Does not have it yet anymore. Wufong now clips him off the throw there off the shield. AS one shot. Mike with elimination ultimate there as well. Bomb very low. Jump LB does not connect. 2 players still alive, but Mike with 8 is going to be our winner here for game number 3. And what a game here for Mike, matching the tempo and momentum from game number 1. And you see him feeling himself. He's like, man, I'm the best. They got me. You know, they got me. You know what I mean? TE, I believe as well. Wufong in the mix. But we're going to start off hot here for our winner of game number 3. OUG's Mike might be going at it against WBG's verse. And we've seen how long these players can fight it out here in this situation. Verse already with blue armor in hand. Common fan. But PXT and Aizhao and the third party action there from GG Shaw on the top side are going to be going at it here early here for game number 4.
Oh, big parry coming up from Aizhao. The third party from GG Shaw coming in with the double charge from those knives coming out here. We're going to see another huge parry from Aizhao. With third party coming in. No third party shot. Aizhao tried to go for the parry shot. Able to pick up the kill though. Good tap dodge of the ultimate coming into a focus attack. What a beautiful hit coming off though. Shaw with the 1-2 on those fist blades. The amount of distance that you can get off. Double charge going to come through and connect on the knives. Sorry, not the fist blades. We're going to see throws the knife attack the other way. Tries to go for the parry. Aizhao going to try and make something happen with that. We do see full ultimate available for Aizhao right now. GG Shaw finds the armor swap. Is going to jump back into a full offensive strike into this fight here. We're seeing going for the armor into the meter dump, but is not able to find any armor out of these troves here. Still no armor for Aizhao right now, and GG Shaw not going to let up the chase. He really wants to get this elimination. Is going to get himself parried though. Finds the armor swap in the mix as well. Shaw is going to be forced to back off this fight though right now, as we are seeing Aizhao getting forced onto, and everybody jumping into the party all at once. The entire team deciding to pull up at the last second. 5 players now in this scrap off. GG Shaw becoming the target of this entire group, as nobody letting up chase. GG Shaw now with the 1-2 into the jump LMB, gonna try and make something happen onto Lipo. Lipo fading backwards. DRG's Fong now jumping into the mix. We see the Shio ultimate proc is going to connect on it to CDY. CDY going to get hit with it a second time around here, getting extremely low. He's 1 HP to Dream right now. Almost gets the last one. Shaw begging for this kill. He picks it up with the musket. Isn't going to get the soul boom though. Going to find himself getting parried. DRG's Fong picking up that kill. And look at that. He's using a longsword. No dagger in hand for him here, as he is now becoming the target of the lobby. Forced to pop that ultimate here. He's going to use that F to be able to get out of there. Has the goalie stance ready. All these players are seeing it. They're going to start to head around to the goalie stance area. It looks like the ball is just going to come back to Fong as he's able to make his escape. These players are going to start to aggress onto him, seeing if they can keep the chase up. But it looks like he was able to get away pretty quickly here. Still 40% left rage onto that ultimate. He could throw it again if he really needs to. He's choosing to hold on to it. Could cancel the ult out if he really needs.
This is bad though. Throwing down the ult card in a 4-stack area like that was right there. We see all these players just completely leaving that area to chase down Fong in the backside. Lipo is going to eat up a little bit of damage there. Just a little bit of love taps. Fong still trying to cut off the pressure here from this lobby. We do have them now. Quickly changing our attention onto Aizen, I believe a Justina in the mix. Aizen, the blue fist blades in hand, has Justina ultimate ready, and these players are full focusing this Justina. AS as well is a Justina, but we have a player on the top side. DRG's Fong repositioned himself on top of the ballista tower there, applying tons of pressure there onto Aizen now, and Aizen drops very low. Lipo invests the Syro ultimate. Mike right in the mix now with purple armor, came from out of nowhere, has purple fist blades in his hand as well, and Aizen is gonna get aggressed on here, but Mike here with a massive opener into the jump and beast ×2. That's gonna be the elimination there from Mike onto Aizen, and what a beautiful showcasing. And I don't even know where Mike came from. He landed near WBG's verse, and verse is not even in the mix here, but Mike came in at the perfect time. First Roman Yang starting to form on up as well. Fong with 80% on that. Oh, AS is going to pick up elimination onto Lipo. Mike's going to snag up the remaining resources. Scare Rush is here for Fong. F caught in here for Mike to avoid the prowl there off the longsword. He is playing the blue longsword now. Not sure if the interview there gave him a little bit of a, relaxation. I don't know, but he is not playing with a dagger now. Potentially he's going to go ahead and find one later in this game, though. I mean, we know he loves the dagger / fan, but PXT be forced to pop that after to ice off some of the pressure there from Mike dropping down there in the buy zone. He does have full blue weapons intact. Bought the Bane as well. He's going to be able to claim this Roman Yang as well. So he's going to be able to take this first Roman Yang with 3 eliminations already into game number 4. DRG's Fong with 1. GG Shaw with 2. AS and XY with 1. And XY on the Keelan. AS on the Justina. GG Shaw on the Shayo. We're going to be taking a quick little replay. And this is what's the off-drop fight here from Mike. Catches the pry off of that. Gets aggressive for Wufong. Asara comes in the mix. He's caught off the pry into the 2-1. Doesn't get the damage due to the terrain. Now takes his turn back. Gets the 1-2. The 1.0 here for Wufong from the Halberds. I'm pretty sure this fight goes on for very long. Catches the pry off of this. Does manage to catch the V2. Pops a Vitalia, I believe. Yep. Sends him inside the wall. The 1-2 in the corner. Into the Scare Rush. Gets extra damage. Now F caught in for the Syra inside the zone. Wufong try to kite back inside the zone. Gets cut off the 1-2. Overholds. Uses the V2 for save measures, but it wasn't even needed there for Mike. And he's going to be able to continue his momentum here, moving on into this first Roman Yang.
And he's going to drop the Bane down for that extra security as well. With all of that cash from those eliminations right off spawn, he's going to be able to claim that Moon Bane charm. Going to be able to use that as a very nice little buff for him to be able to secure that Roman Yang. And here we go. We're going to see the Kylan ultimate coming up from ASE's XY to hold down this Roman Yang area. He's got 30 seconds left to try and hold this down. Kylan ultimate invested pretty early here to knock everybody off of where he was. And that's V1 as well. That's not V2, as we usually are seeing coming up from these players. He's not going to be losing any sort of HP by throwing out those Kylan slashes. Oh, we've got WBG's verse in the spot that Fung was previously on the ballista, where Fung was almost able to get that elimination on Asia. So we're going to see now Fung going to go for the berries at the last second to give himself a little bit of a boost into this realm of Yang. OUG's Mike in the Yang. Gonna try and make something happen here. We're gonna see who everybody is going to be playing against in just a second here. We're just gonna be getting everyone ready to jump into that realm of Yang. Mike first in, always. He's always the first person in. Nobody else coming anywhere near Mike for how fast they jump into that realm of Yang. Wolves is going to be our next player in. That's going to be PXT XY versus GG Shaw in that second realm. CDY making a lot of stuff happen. Engraving into the ult proc into the throw. And it's going to be T's Wufong versus DRG's Fong in the realm of Yang. Flipping over, we're going to see Mike versus PXT. Huge 1.0 releases coming through on Mike. Oh my goodness, he's going to get TOD'd. Oh, F ability is going to come in clutch and save him here. PXT almost coming away with a beautiful TOD. He might be able to get the regrab there, but the shift is going to come into play. Mike getting hit a second time.
Ooh.
Those dashes perfectly. PXT doing a very good job of playing around the orb. But there we go. Mike's going to get this. This could be TOD here against the wall. And it looks like the F ability invested to prevent the TOD that Mike was trying to pull off. Overhold almost had it there. 1.0 release, flips over. Parry from Mike. Mike able to pick up the weapon into the combo. Just waits a second for the restand into the jump LMB. Gets pinned, self-parried. F ability is going to be able to come through. Jump LMB for a little bit of extra damage. Into the one, into the jump LMB, into the finisher. What a beautiful kill. Wufong on the wall, able to get the one carousel over into that jump LMB. TE's Wufong going to be jumping into the mix. Dazzle stun gonna come through. No ultimate pop at all for DRG's Fong. He's not even able to release as TE's Wufong just sending shot after shot. Goalie stance gonna come through. He's going over the barrier here. Look at how high up he is right now. He's gonna be able to get the dagger grab. 1 HP in a dream now. TE's Wufong is on the flip and Fong able to pull it back. Look at that, he's gonna dagger.
Look, he got a gold fan.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
he got gold fan up around. Hey, the usage of the Alani ultimate there was actually very interesting there. Being able to use the movement to fast fall faster and get a better positioning there to open up with the LME focus with that dagger was just that was interesting. That was very nice to watch there from Fong. Both of these players here with Yang depletion time are going to be spawning here in the same soul altar. GG Shaw and the Sha Yo getting active against PXC. Catches the prop very quickly. R&B doesn't go for the uppercut. Could be used to combo breaker off. He thought he was going to use the F. Now PXC gets caught after this. Was going to be the mix up. Grapple bump into the LME focus. Big damage here off the spear. Now Lonnie ultimate invested here for PXT. GG Shaw has the Sha Yo ultimate online if he needs it as well. And he is at full effect right now. Can go ahead and open up off of this. He's going to go ahead and roll out. Uses the Sha Yo ultimate now. Now PXT is not going to have any sorts of value off this Lonnie ultimate alone. Uses that dash there to create a little bit of space. PXT now on the run on the backside. Tries to see if he finds any information off the bell. Doesn't manage to do so. PXT going to go ahead and take a quick reset inside the zone. GG Shaw still trying to get the full elimination here onto that player. But Mike, though, picking up the elimination onto DRG's Fong. Fong was on the Lonnie, and he does have Vermilion's Bird Smite, so he is safe off of this alone. Mike is potentially going to get... no, he's not gonna have anything. No troll off that body there from Fong. So he is just gonna pick up the elimination off that alone. PXT though, now once again against DG Shaw, he kites off that Sha Yo ultimate. Now he's ready to go back in. Both players with no ult online. I'm keeping my eye on the minimap and see if any other player could be in the third party action. Master ship parry here from DG Shaw. What's gonna be the mix up off of this? Gonna go ahead and settle with a Dragon Slayer in the side of this terrain. Gets hit off of one slap, the 1-2 off the spear as well. Trying to kite around this area from the dual blades. Catches the 1-2 off the dual halberds as well. Now the response here for PXC. One shot overholds. F caught in for both players. PXC very low. GG Shaw is going to be able to get the parry off of this. And PXC is going to fall in this situation. And GG Shaw cleansing out that Yang depletion timer. 3 on the board on the Sha Yo. XY getting completely hounded here from the remainder of the lobby. The pistol shot there from Mike. And that's Mike's 6th elimination of game number 4. Still coming in hot here for these matches. Going to be able to top off this common or this white health. Sorry. Now, still didn't even have to invest his ultimate as well. So he is going to have that for backup measures. Wufong, though, with 1 minute and 36 seconds, has not been able to cleanse his Yang depletion timer. And time is ticking. He's going to have to force out some sorts of fight pretty soon. Not sure on whoever's in the proximity of his area to be able to get some sorts of elimination. Maybe Fong, but Fong might get that elimination, that ultimate pretty soon. And he is going to be the one getting caught up here. The 1-2-3 connects here for Wufong to Fong. Fong's gonna be forced to pop this Lonnie ultimate, and this is bad here for Fong. Even if Wufong does not manage to cleanse in time, all the pressure is gonna be thrown towards Fong's way now that he showed out that ace card of the ultimate. As we see, Frostness moving on in. Lipo, first one on the scene. Wufong trolling right behind. The mini map still congested with the players. Fong does manage to create a lot of distance between these players, but now the terrain might be running out pretty soon for him to try to continue his movement game. We do have him throwing down the ball there. Gets a little bit of stagger there onto Wufong. Fong now getting caught up by Lipo. Mike's also in the mix. I mean, there's just so many players here. Do have Fong eating up the damage off the 1.0 from the LMB focus there. Now in the 1-2. Big parry here from Wufong. Doesn't get the damage off the Fong. Fong 1 HP in the bottom side. Frostive is still looking for that elimination as well. Fong doing a really good job staying mobile. Swaps on over to the dagger. Gets a common armor though. Finds it just in time on the backside. Wufong with 19 seconds. Not sure he's gonna be able to find the elimination on time. Fong just being a big nuisance here in this terrain. He has these kites on lockdown. We see him playing the bottom side, mid side, all the way to the top side. Redrops down to the bottom side. Just being able to get those reset in for himself. And yeah, that's gonna be there for Wufong with 1 second left. Does not manage to cleanse. We do have a second run with Yang. Mike's in it against WBG's verse.
Verse going to be coming through. Mike now on the dagger, following in the footsteps of DRG's Fong. We're going to be seeing Gold Dagger in hand. We try and make some plays happen. This is Gold Dagger versus Gold Nunchucks. Nunchuck going for that trigger block. You're going to see the upper slash coming through on that charged LMB from Mike. Able to connect again. Tries to go for the soul break follow-up. Isn't going to be able to connect off that. But we are going to see the Temi ultimate getting released now. Tries to go for the throw again. Not going to get caught out. F ability is going to be used to help him get away from that. And now inside the Temi ult. This is a very difficult spot to be in. We're going to see the ult pop come out though as he makes his way into this. Is going to be able to get grabbed into the parry as well. He steals the nunchucks away from Verse into the 1-2. This is absolutely huge. 1, 2, 3 coming up from Verse. Verse on the backside trying to flip it around, but oh goodness, there's no way. Mike, you dirty dog, taking away all of the weapons of WBG's Verse. He's going to be coming back into this fight with absolutely no weaponry, trying to get that soul bloom to cleanse. This Mike is showing up and showing out to play right now. He is just absolutely insane. 7 eliminations on the board after the second realm of Yang. We saw him go from 5 to 8 in a matter of seconds in that final circle. If he's able to pull something like that off again, you know it's going to be absolutely insane. Mike is just completely stacked. He steals the other gold weapon away from Verse as well, getting those ult procs off. He is such a ferocious beast to fight against. There's no other way to put it. You are going to have to fight for your life when you're coming up against him. He's absolutely incredible. Aizen now does have that buff. He did win his Realm of Yang. We will get to see him try and capitalize on that buff. Aizen hasn't been making too many waves in this game. So far today, he hasn't done too much, but he is a player very new to the scene in the Pro League. So it is okay for him to be having inconsistencies right now. This is definitely at the point where he's had some very, very good performances, but hasn't been able to fully finish off yet. And so he's starting to falter just a little bit, but he's still doing very well for himself as a first timer in the league. And it's just really great to see that happening. Taking a look at our scoreboard right now, it's 7 kills on the board for Mike, 1 kill for Verse, 3 for Shaw, 1 for Frostivus, 2 for XY, 2 for AS, 1 for Aizen, and none for Polaris. Both players, XY and Verse, on that Yang depletion. They're right next to each other. XY, come on, find Verse. Go out of that bush and take that elimination away. It looks like he has focused his attention over onto Lipo, though. Lipo being his bounty target. But fighting a Syra against a Temi, definitely not the situation you want to be in. GG Shaw now getting sharked up by the entire lobby. It looks like everyone's seen him. Oh my goodness, the tree coming into play. What is going on? We're going to be seeing coming through. OUG's Mike able to get that uppercut on Verse here into the 1-2. Blue dagger in hand for Verse. Everybody pulling the Fong right now as we're seeing coming through the scale rush away. It looks like Verse is just going to try and kite this out.
Yeah, and this was what Mike was waiting for. He knows these players have Yang depletion timer. This is another opening him to keep adding on to his kill count. We see him opening up here with a massive parry onto Verse. Big damage there. That gold nunchucks, forcing out that Temi ultimate very early. Overholds the blue to avoid getting staggered off that whisk there from Verse. Verse does manage to get a re-whisk. Going to use it to try to get a Vitalia in. He does manage to do so. The ult is still up for him now. Mike, though, quickly reaggressing burst. Overholds, gets the 1-2 though. Now, he is going to be able to get a little bit of damage onto him. Bladepoint falls to Aizen. Aizen's going to be snagging up elimination. Mike still has eyes on Burst. Recatches, but no. Burst with a little bit of love tap there off the R&B. Throws down the Wisp. Mike does avoid it. Does not get cut off that Wisp. GG Shaw in the mix. XY as well. All these players full focus in this Temmie here in the situation with 2 minutes and counting. He still needs to try to cleanse. Eats up the damage off the R&B there from AS on the backside from a spear. Does manage to create a little bit of distance here. Scare rushing on out. The first one in, GG Shaw. Not sure where Mike is at, but Frostivus from downtown with elimination there from the throwing knives is going to be picking up another one on the board for himself. XY though, turn on his attention onto GG Shaw. 1 minute and 38 seconds here for the Keelan of this lobby to try to cleanse out that Yang depletion timer. GG Shaw and Frostivus snagging up the resources there from that dead body. Aizen, gold armor, gold throwing knives. XY does have gold Hong sword, but still hasn't found the opportunity to try to cleanse. He's gonna choose Mike. F caught in there to avoid the LMB prowl there from the Hong sword. Now reaggressing XY. Might get some attention thrown towards Mike's way now, but we see him still being up and active, not being able to catch the second prowl, and the F is going to be on cooldown once again. Mike Bane surfing, not afraid to play in the middle of that Bane. We do have him rotating on out. Spirit Well buff is up though. It is going to be Mystic Might for this Spirit Well. We do have XY still full focus in Mike, so Mike might possibly not be able to contest that Spirit Well now, but with 7 eliminations on the board, he's just trying to stay alive here against XY. 40 seconds and counting. XY now investing the Keelan ultimate, full focus, and this time around switches his attention onto Aizen. Now the V1 connects there, big damage onto Aizen. Just need the ultimate invested here for Aizen in the back end. XY now still full focus into Justina, nearly connects off of that. Justina dash to avoid that though, catches the second one from downtown. Oh my god, big damage here in the corner. Now all these players showing up. Frostivus changes their attention onto XY, massive paradigm for XY, doesn't live though. Mike with the pistol shot there for the elimination, and that's Mike's 8 elimination on the board. Backs on up. Now it's going to pick up the Mr. Mike as well. And Mike playing textbook Naraka right now. Beautiful showcase in there for himself. He does also have Mortar Defiance. Bought it off the buy zone. Now the only one contesting this Spirit Well. All these players starting to move on in. Frostivus first one in. Another player, GG Shaw, and it makes Mike go ahead and retop off that gold armor. GG Shaw is going to apply some of the pressure there with the cannon onto Mike. We do have him here with gold Hong sword in hand though. He does currently have 3 eliminations on the board, and this is going to be a brawl pretty soon. All these players are playing around this area to Spirit Well, but GG Shaw is going to secure this Mystic Mike.
You know, Mike is just, I'm speechless right now at how well this man is playing. He is destroying his competition and not giving it a second thought. Like, there's every single move that he makes in this game has been advancing him further and further ahead of his peers. He is almost at 30 points. Second place is at 15.5. He has almost doubled the score that anybody else has managed to come to in a game. 2 back-to-back 8 kill games. If Mike is able to get a couple more eliminations and finish with the first place, we're going to be seeing one of the most unreal days in Naraka Solo's history. Could be, with the new point system, almost a record, as we're going to be seeing Mike jumping into the mix of another fight here, trying to get JL's AS out of this game. Aizen waiting in the wings as well. Ultimate has been popped for AS. We're going to see him go for the cancel though. Into the 2-na. Mike still not letting up with this pressure here, as he is just ready for any sort of attack. And look at that, absolutely murdering JL's AS right now. There is nowhere for him to run. GG Shaw not letting up the chase as well, trying to see if he can pick up this elimination. And look at that, Mike pistol shots from the outside as well. AS going to use that Dragon's Rush to try and create some movement. Almost runs it right into Mike. That would have been a very dangerous play for him there. Switching over to that blue dagger to try and be able to kite out the situation. It's going to end up just grappling away. Wants to get out of this Bane area. Very close to that Bane's breath. This could be bad, especially on those buttery rocks. You do not want to get caught up in a triple Bane. Otherwise, you are going to get yourself burnt, as JL's AS doing a very good job of kiting this out right now. He's right directly in the middle of the Bane though. If he gets hit by one of these breaths, pistol shots are coming through. They're going to deal a lot of damage. AS, oh my goodness, I thought he got hit by that. The angle where we saw that. It was very close to him getting eliminated there. But he's going to be able to get back to full HP right now. That is absolutely insane. Back up to the reset. Mike not able to pick up that elimination. As we're nearing the close of this game, there are only 5 players left. The circle incredibly big. Mike still trying to take AS out, not wanting the Justina in that final circle. Everybody still going for the hard focus onto these players. They're not letting up. This is usually the point where you see these players try to avoid taking fights. Nobody is avoiding taking this fight right now. Everybody wants the elimination on the AS. The overhold going to come through. Shop trying to hit. Oh my goodness, the big damage, but is not able to come through with it because the Justina ultimate going to save AS again. Has 1 dash left. Is trying to kite out as fast as possible. Mike with the 1-2 is going to connect. We see the Justina dash setup coming in, is going to burn that last Justina dash, and the whole lobby continues to chase. Mike, very close, is going to end up getting knocked up into the air by that blue dagger, but the blue dagger damage is not enough for 1.0 release into AS. He's getting absolutely decimated, and GG Shaw going to pick up the kill.
Back-to-back 1.0s, one from Mike and one from Shaw there. Picks the elimination. GG Shaw now. My beginning focus here in the situation. F-Con in there for the Liam Mike. In the back end, Frostovich is going to be trying to ice out some of the pressure here from his fellow Shayo as we see him here. Overholding the R&B there from the throwing knives. We do have GG Shaw now on that Shayo ultimate online. Trying to see if he can stay alive here in the situation. A-Shao still in the mix as well. We do have Shaw with no armor now. No problems yet here for GG Shaw. Will hook form connects there for Mike in the back end. Now gets caught up on the V2. Throws him right into Shaw. Overhold. The shield throw this time around to A. Zhao. Lots of pressure in the back end. GG Shaw 1 shot. Mike with another elimination on the board. And that's 9 there. Using that V2 against GG Shaw. And now Justina ultimate online. He has to try to fight this out now against A. Zhao. Gets the damage off the R&B focus. Big damage. Justina dash towards Frostovich in the back end. Try to see if he can finish up that with a pistol shot. Doesn't manage to connect. Now Frostovich with a nice little love tap there for the elimination onto A. Zhao. Now 1v1. OGG's Mike against BBE Frostovich. Frostovich gets hit off the 1.0 hitter from the halberds. Big damage. Shayo ultimate now invested. Mike has 71% now on that rage. Overholds. Block here for the Shayo. Doesn't connect off of this one. Oh, yes, he does. Gets the damage off of that. The 1-2 on the ground. Overholds off the throwing knives. Now, Mike trying to play the cross up. Does manage to weave that second shield there. Now gets caught up there off the shield throw. Doesn't manage to get off of this. Catches the third one, though. Big damage there onto Mike. The 1-2 overhold. F caught in for the extra pressure into the jump LMB. Murder Defiance procs here for Mike. And now he has that O online. Overholds. Manages to weave that V2. Frosted with a nice movement. Gets cut off the 1 put up the halberd. That's big damage. Can throw it on the V2 if he needs it, but it's not even needed in that situation. 10K. And that's 10 eliminations on the board. Trust the multiplier. And the last one standing. Mike with a crazy game 4. Fully locked in today's matches. And he has, I even see this man blink once. He is full locked in, and he has been showing out throughout the whole night.
Champion mode got it's a little bit more of a difficult pace for him to do that, but we are going to be jumping right into the action with Mike already fighting. So who knows? This could be what you see. Big parry, big first elimination already on the board. Mike at 1 kill with not even a minute into this game has been played. We have been watching now. Frostovich in the wing. We could be running back the final fight from last game here already. Frostovich now on the Lanny though. Justina already with 55% ult charge available for him here. He's going to be trying to go for a bit of loot, trying to find that armor. Frostovich has found the gray armor, so he will have an advantage coming into this fight. Mike, though, evening the score out, as we are going to see them going at it already here. Mike going to send out that 1 charge. Huge parry coming through from Mike, able to take away so much HP from Frostovich. Mike going to try, see if he can make something happen. Big parry going to come in on to that. We're going to see. No follow-up damage, though. Mike is in a very good position here. Frostovich is going to be forced to try and kite this out. Looks like he did miss something out. Big parry coming in. And Mike, 2 kills already. No, he's done it. He's doing it. He's running away with the win.
Wait, that was disgusting. He shifted through the door into the parry. Like, holy, that was clean there from Mike. Wufong against Lipo, though. Ice area, the map, 5-1 Lipo has a purple spear, has the weapon advantage here, but health advantage going towards Wufong's way. He took a little bit of damage off the spear. F caught in there for the Lonnie in the back end. F on cooldown for the Liam as well. O online only for the Liam currently. Mike in the backside spawning here, and we see him in the mini map already starting to move on in. And this is the perfect opportunity here for Mike to get a third party action. We see him here.
Oh my god, he get it.
Focus in for the elimination. The V2 called in for Wufong. What's gonna be the mix is gonna go ahead and snag up some of the resources off that dead body. Gets a hit off the R&B. F caught in here for Mike. Now Mike trying to find an opener for himself. He's gonna go ahead and invest. Did you see no ultimate? He gonna send off of this R&B into the follow-up as well. To the weave the F as well from the Liam ultimate. F called in there to avoid the pressure from Mike. Now Overholds has one dash left. Does not catch the prior off that one alone. Looks for the raw uppercuts. I'm not sure if he can catch off of that alone. But I haven't really labbed that weapon, so you could potentially catch the tap dodge off those uppercuts. I know you can get some sort of reset with those uppercuts as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can catch wake up on that. So we're gonna have to wait to see. He does manage to do that later on. He tried to go for it 2 times right there, but he did not connect. But still, 3 kills off drop, a crazy opener there for Mike. And now we're gonna have XY against Verse.
He got 3 kills. He managed to steal that third-party elimination away from Wufong there with 3 kills on the board already. And he almost got the fourth one. If he would have been able to hit that Justina ultimate with the way that he was trying to intend to go for that, he was so close to being able to come away with that TOD. The tap dodges were coming through, and that purple spear was just putting in too much work for TE's Wufong there. He was able to fend off Mike's advances as Mike was getting pretty low in HP and had burned ultimate very fast. AZ's XY going to be able to hit a nice little bow shot, trying to see if they can make something happen. Going for the refresh on the bow. Lipo now fighting against TE's Wufong. Ultimate going to get popped now. Oh, there, that's it. That's it for Lipo. Into the wall, into the jump LB. It looks like he does miss out, but the 1.0, the 1 R&B is going to finish off the elimination. Lipo completely eliminated with no kills, no points into this game. It's unfortunate to see him go so fast, but when you take that res somewhere else after someone's eliminated you and you run into another player, it's just not the best place you want to be in there. Verse now. Looks like Mike or JL's AS has found a Verse. Armor swap has been initiated for him, though. He does have a replenished gray armor for him on that side. DRG's Fung. How?
Hey, Puzzle King.
How does he have a gold dagger?
Puzzle King.
But how is it's a dagger?
Puzzle King.
Oh my goodness, the RNG for this man right now.
He's the Puzzle King. He always lands puzzle. Always lands puzzle, always has that early gold weapon, and now it being a gold dagger could potentially get some eliminations on the board early on before first realm opens, where these players start getting those gold rarity weapons scaled up from the realm as well. So we'll love to see Fawn try to get a little bit of active here on the Justina. We do have AS with blue armor in the back end, blue nunchucks as well. Can eat up a lot of damage here from this dagger alone here for Fong. Musket shot opener here for Fong, as well as AS trying to respond with a pistol shot. Does manage to connect ×2 in the backside. XY now moving on in against Fong. Does manage to get the damage there onto the Justina. Fong's gonna go ahead and invest the ultimate to retreat. And this was a pattern that I always see with Fong. If he gets in a situation like that, he gets hit off the 1-2, he will pop that ultimate and he will use that on a Justina to retreat off. Doesn't really like taking long fights. We do see him always try to get a little bit of pokage in. If it does not go his way very early, he will invest his ult and just back on up under pressure, especially right now where first realm is starting to form on in. He's going to have time to replenish that rage out. So nothing too new there for Fong. A Zhao in the back end is going to be able to use the F there to back up CDY here for entering this realm of Yang. And CDY now is going to go ahead and full focus A Zhao. Wind Gust connects ×2 because terrain gets twice off of that Wind Gust. Drop down for A Zhao. Both players. CDY drops 1 block off that blue armor. 1-2 off the fan. F caught in for the Keelan. Now he's going to go ahead and retreat off the situation to get a full reset and to re-aggress this realm of Yang with a lot of time up still. I believe it's around like 40 seconds left to enter. 28 seconds to enter. My time was off, but he's gonna have a little bit of time to get more aggressive off of that. AS was getting aggressed on by XY, but XY cuts the pressure there onto that player. CDY starting to move on in. He rotates down against Mike, and Mike, blue dual blades, blue staff in hand, common longsword, common dagger for the movement. It does have a cannon in hand, so he's able to burst out some cannon shots there in the Realm of Yang. On the other side of the pillar, if a player is scale rushing, we do have a bounty there from CDY onto Mike, but Mike's going to take this Realm of Yang as well as Wufong. But I don't think we have Wufong in the realm with an opponent. Yeah, it was... production, that was clean. I thought that was Mike going in the realm, but that was Wufong going in the realm, and it looked like Mike took it. That was so clean there from production. DRG's Fong, though, getting active against WBG's verse here in this cave.
And we're going to be seeing some of these players opting to go for the cave, to go for that Morris Blessing. Fong able to pick up some purple armor. This is a really good spot to be in. Verse going to try and engage into this fight, though. It looks like he is going to end up backing out. Fong very stacked on loot right now. Going to be a very good setup for that second Realm of Yang if he does decide to try and enter into that, as you're going to be seeing now both of these players starting to go at it. Fong ready to go on the offensive, but it looks like we're not going to be seeing too much of a scrap off coming through from there. Looks like gray weapon, blue armor for Mike right now. This is not the best situation to be in, but AS doesn't have that much better. Justina versus Ashael coming into this. AS went for the parry. F ability now forced to be invested, switching over to that longsword. Oh, Mike trying to go for the parry now and we end up missing it. Looks like he misses both of those parry timings out. We're going to see that ultimate pop coming through. We're going to see these dashes getting put into play now, as AS does have one charge of that staff, of that ultimate proc, as we are going to see all of these ultimate procs, as AS could send these out. Oh my goodness, does not send the ult proc out. You're going to see the freeze coming through, and now he's able to doesn't get the heal off. But we're going to see the jump through. What a play from Mike to try and come back from this. The freeze going to jump in. It's going to save him for half a second. Jails AS has one more charge, but he doesn't let it happen. Mike's reign of terror starting to come and falter. He picked up 3 in the beginning, so we'll probably see him cleanse that soul bloom, but JL's AS is going to take the Realm of Yang. What a beautiful fight to be able to finish that off. Taking a look outside, though, Fong and Verse still going at it on the outside. This is Tower Watch, ladies and gentlemen, where all of these players go a ring around the rosy, ring around the tower, over and over and over again until one of these players inevitably gets low enough where they do end up actually still getting eliminated. But it is very hard to catch a kiting player when they're traveling around one of these towers, especially when it's Fong with a dagger. It looks like he is going to back out of the situation, though. Mike has jumped into the mix. He needs some scale to his loot, otherwise he's not going to be able to succeed. Look at the rarities of everybody else's weapons and armor compared to him. He is going to become a target in the lobby. If he gets one focus attack down on him, he could be losing everything.
This is a common meetup spawn, or spot, I should say, off of first realm on this map. Time and time again, these players meet up here, try to get some sorts of elimination. We see Mike with the Yang depletion timer, Fong trying to see if he can find an opening here for himself. We do have, I think, 2 players with Vermilion's Birds might buff. Wolves, NGG, PXT, and Shaw are going to be able to get full active here in this area. As we see it here, Mike getting active against GG Shaw. Overhaul his parry baits. F caught in here for the Lonnie. Now trying to create some space here off the throwing knives. Just cut off the 1. F caught in here for Mike to avoid a full capitalization off that pile. So be go ahead and invest Justina ultimate as well as GG Shaw. Doesn't catch off that ball throw. Mike does manage to create the distance that he needs to get a quick little reset in with 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Now he has some pressure on his back. He did not win that first round when he has been winning pretty much all his first rounds throughout the whole night. Since then, let me focus off the blue longsword, swap it on over to this weapon. See he can find some sorts of value off of this alone. GG Shaw still looking for the Justina. Catches him off of this one alone. And Mike's F was back up on time. Cancels the ult. He does save 50% on the ult, so he's going to be getting that rage back pretty soon. We do have him now. Still trying to find another opener. Lots of player in this area. GG Shaw, Wolves, PXC, WBG's Birds, A Zhao, Wufong in the mix. PXC on the V1 killing. does manage to get some sorts of damage in. The ultimate runs out though, trying to lay down some pressure off the pistol shots. GG Shaw falls there to Wufong. Not sure who cleanses there in the back end, but Burst still in the mix. PXC getting applied a lot of pressure. Mike gets caught up here in the situation. F caught in here for the Justina. Burst gonna go ahead and create the distance here to not reaggress. Mike quickly turning his attention on the back end. Does not get that bloom this time around. Still trying to find an opener. Bodies are falling, and so far it's been Vermilion's Birds My players. The Ice Fireflies was called in there onto AS. Does manage to back on up. Mike has Engraven here for the long sword as well. Second Roman Yanks on the form on in. Mike's timer is ticking pretty fast here. XY, jump LB, Engraven in the back and throwing knives. R&B focus there from Fong. Gold throwing knives. Checking out 2 blocks of that purple armor there from Mike. Aizhao on the Xiaoyou. Still looking for an opening for himself as well. These players are going to be trying to contest this Roma Yang here. We do have 2 players going at it. Wufong and CDY already posted up in his realm. In the backside, CDY. A little bit of love taps there onto Mike. Wufong and go ahead and retreat there for the reset there on the armor for himself. Has the tree here for the movement. We do have Mike still trying to get very antsy to try to cleanse in 55 seconds here. It's not looking too good so far. Wufong does not have ult yet, but Mike could be applying a lot of pressure here to try to get that ult up. Justina ultimate now invested here for Mike. Does not catch the prior off the F though. Dash does not connect the second time around as well. Shapiro here for Mike. Manages to catch it with the F there from the Liam. It's not going to give him the damage on that. We do have the third party in the back end there from GG Shaw. Full looking at Mike here, knowing that this player has been very aggressive throughout the whole mid game to try to cleanse. So he might have a Yang depletion on his back. We do have the silence now onto Wufong, sorry. He is not going to be able to pop that F until a couple more seconds. We do have Wufong now with elimination there off the spear, and now Mike is gonna fall there. Aishao is gonna pick an elimination onto PXT. Wufong gets that ult back online, but players already entering the Roman Yang, and it's gonna be WBG's verse against ASC's XY.
Yeah, Mike. I think it's a bit of an overheat situation there. So, you know, he was going absolutely crazy at the start of the game, picking up 3 eliminations back to back right off rip, and it sort of led to him getting a little bit overconfident, over aggressive, losing that Realm of Yang, and then the decision making when it comes to finding that target to fight against after to cleanse your Yang depletion. 2 people went down, and he wasn't able to capture a soul bloom. He kept getting pushed to the outside of those fights, was not able to capitalize off of that. It looks like XY is going to be able to get a pot off as well as WBG's first. You're just seeing them jump into the mix together. Tries to go for that dagger up slash from that charge to LMB. Is not going to be able to connect with it. But we're going to see it come through again into the 1-2, into the old. Tries to throw the 3, isn't going to connect off of it. Gets the charge 1.0 off from that RMB. We're going to see the Clank coming in. Tries to jump back into the mix to make something happen, but it looks like the scale rush is going to come out from XY. XY going to go for the musket shot. Backing up again. Soulbreak going to connect into it. Both half HP. This is a very tough situation. Ultimate's now getting popped for both of these players. This is going to try and proc ult, make them go out for the hit. And as soon as XY tosses that V, he gets caught into the circle, and this is it for him. XY going to get eliminated. You can't throw that V at a Liam with their ultimate already up, and you are going to get eliminated.
I mean, that's why Liam is so strong. Being able to throw down that ult at any point in time to get your turn back is so good on a character. And using it against a Xiaoyou to proc that shield, forcing out the ultimate, and getting the damage off the splash damage. You just have to get them at a certain HP threshold to get the elimination off the wall bounce, as we saw it there. It's just so strong for a character, and I mean that's why Liam has been on top of the meta for so long in the Pro League. But Wufong and CDY going at it. XY has that Yang depletion timer. WBG and SS1 are going to be having that White Tiger's powers buff for this second round. CDY trying to get active here in the situation. He is going to get caught off the 1-2s there from the nunchucks. Blue nunchucks in hand though for Wufong. Doesn't really eat up a lot of damage. The 1-2 follow-up does not connect there for Wufong. Sends the LMB focus. Big damage there for CDY to Wufong. Purple fist blades in hand here for SS1 CDY. He's going to cut off the grapple LMB into the one tap there on the back end. Tries to jump parry off the grapple. Doesn't manage to do so. A little bit of nunchuck meter burn there for Wufong to try to ice off some pressure. But in the backside, we do have another player, I believe, that was in the mix. And there it is. It's XY showing up to the party. And XY has Yang Depletion Timer. Quickly turned on his attention onto Wufong. Burst on the bottom side of the terrain here. Trying to play a little bit of appeal there for the opposing Liam. And XY now has that player on his trail. You can go ahead and try to kite off some of this pressure now to back on up. But the Wufong is still going to get aggressed on by CDY. Jump LMBs connects their times 2. F caught in there for the Liam in the back end. XY now start to move right back in. Wufong swaps on over to the common dagger. Quick little reset there onto that Liam. And we do have Fong now starting to move on in for the third party action as well. Wufong hides in the bush. He's going to be able to get a little bit of reset in there for himself. XY still looking for the perfect opportunity for himself to try to cleanse. Now he's going to have to face Verse here in the situation to try to see if he can do that for himself. Still, once again, waiting out for, you know, another set of players to get aggressive so he can potentially get that cleanse off and move on in with a third party. But nobody really full throttle in right now. Verse going to go ahead and buy out some of these resources off the buy zone. Very curious to see who's buying the Mortal for this box. But CDY, Aizhao, second Roma Yang. This is how CDY won his Roma Yang and how Aizhao got the Yang Depletion Timer. Sends the LMB focus. Soul Break follow up. 1-2. Overholds to 1.0 once again. Soul Break 1-2. Back to back there for CDY. And that was disgusting sequences there from CDY on a dagger. Oh my God. In the realm like that, not being able to do anything off that purple dagger was just disgusting there from CDY.
Everybody running the dagger in the realm of Yang is interesting. Like, yeah, C8 criticizes the dagger one time. He goes, well, why is everybody using dagger? Everybody should be using different weapons. And now everybody decided, you know what, C8, hold this. We're all picking up a dagger just to show you that it's a great weapon.
It's not the dagger.
Don't know if you guys caught that there. We saw Aizhao was able to pick up a Soul Bloom that he had stashed. We have not seen that in a while. The Soul Blooms used to not have timers on them. Ladies and gentlemen. If you've played in games before, you know that the Soul Bloom Essence has a timer on it. Looks like we had one stashed just in case he lost really quickly, was able to go to a Soul Altar. He picked up a Soul Bloom and cleansed that Yang Depletion instantly and is now still back into this game. We used to see that cleanse happen over and over again. These players had Soul Bloom stashed far into the zone. These players would travel to Narnia to go and get it and jump back into the mix with their souls cleansed. They wouldn't even need to take a fight. All they needed to do was get a kill before entering into Yang. And lots of times these players wouldn't enter into the realm of Yang unless they had that Soul Bloom option available for them. And as we're seeing now, these players are starting to group closer and closer together as this next Spirit Well is going to be getting ready to make its way into the game. We do hear a Bane's Breath bursting in the distance as well, as all of these players definitely trying to avoid that area of the map, as we're seeing the crowding coming onto this outside. Every single player remaining in the lobby on this one side of the map right now, nobody wanting to engage with each other, just playing it clean and cut and simple. 48 seconds left on this Yang Depletion timer for ASE's XY, though. He needs to get a kill, and he needs to get it fast. Nobody has started the aggression onto him, though, as it looks like he's just not going for an attack. What is he doing? He's got 40 seconds left.
Yeah, it's rough.
30 seconds. He's not going to make it. It looks like he might just take his life. AS is going to get eliminated here, though, pretty quickly. It looks like he's going down pretty far. If they're able to get AS out, and XY is going to be able to sneak into this bloom, as we might see ASC's XY going to try and jump into this and steal the bloom. He's got 10 seconds left. Get it? No, he doesn't. There we go. We're going to be seeing XY going in about 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. ASC's XY going to get himself eliminated. Frostum is picking up the kill, though. The boy Frost with another one onto the board there. That's his first kill of the game. Nice little cheeky elimination. Just send one musket shot for good measure, and it turns out to give him an elimination. It's a nice little bonus there, as we're going to be seeing these players jump closer together. And it seems like without Mike, this game is very, very slow paced.
Yeah, I mean, he really controls a lot of the tempo, especially in these end circles, right? Being that aggressor, being able to get somebody lobbied is a very hard task to do, and he does it time and time again. We see him now not being alive in his end circle. Wufong, though, being one of those players that are trying to control the tempo against CDY right now, being able to catch that ultimate off of that alone, but he does have that right back from picking up that right tagger's powers. A shot on the back end is going to eat up a little bit of pressure, but CDY, the killing here for this lobby, going to be forced to pop this ultimate. The first slash does not connect onto any players. The second one does, though. The back-to-back onto Wufong. It gets a little bit of the siphon back off of that alone. Now, gets a lot of damage there onto that player. In the backside, Fong trying to lay down the pressure off the throwing knives. We have pistol shots flying on in as well. The counter grapple connects there. F caught in to try to stay safe. Rolls out, but DRG's Fong with elimination there with the throwing knives. He is going to come out victorious here to pick up that elimination on the board. Snags up, it gets snagged up inside that V2 there from Wufong. Fong now trying to back on up here in the situation. 2 Liams still up, 2 Lonnies, 1 Lone Wolf Justina, and a Lone Wolf Shayo for our 6 players remaining in this lobby. Fong now being the next one up here against the Liams. Big pressure here onto DRG's Fong in the back end. Looks like they are going to be going against the other player in the backside, the Lonnie Frostivus, and the other Lonnie, GG Shaw as well. GG Shaw is going to be forced to pop that ultimate. We see him dropping no armor left on that purple armor. He's going to be able to use the ult there to create a little bit of distance here. Overholds, cancels with the crouch, gets the prior off the LMB. And that weapon, you can uppercut off of LMB R&B. So, you know, that's a big difference there from any other weapon in the game, which they have their dedicated prior off of this. But this weapon alone, being able to do that, has a lot of mix-ups in the inventory. As we see, tries to drop down off of that, doesn't catch the damage there onto Verse. F caught in to try to stay safe, but still getting aggressed on there from DRG's Fong. He is going to be able to weave that movement. I thought he got clipped off of that, but it was just a little bit of visual of the location of the camera that we had there. But Wufong still applying pressure on the top side. GG Shaw goes inside the zone, gets hit off the drop down as well, gets cut off the 1-2. Wufong with elimination. GG Shaw not happy about that one. He is going to fall with 1 on the board. Frostive is now the lone wolf Lonnie in this game. To be able to back on up, you see him playing in the backside there by Ishayo, but Wufong is going to be the first one going right in. He does have gold throwing knives now. He is going to be able to get some sort of aggression to one of these players, and we see Verse on the same page, trying to find this aggression onto one of these players to start cleaning up the remaining players in this lobby. And there it is, the Liams coming in high. Look at the inventory here from WBG's Verse. 3 gold weapons in his inventory. Frostivus is going to be forced to pop this Lonnie ultimate. F caught in there for Fong to avoid the staggers off that ultimate there. No value off of those ball throws there from Frostivus, but still applying the pressure. Gets the jump on LMBs, catches him inside the zone. Fong is going to be able to eat up a lot of damage there. He's going to use the Justina ultimate there to go right on top of this terrain to avoid any sorts of pressure, but everything is going towards Frostivus' way right now. Musket shots inside the zone. Verse cutting out that line of sight right there on the right-hand side. Wufong now right back in. Big parry here for Frostivus. F to stay up to avoid the damage there. Now another Liam ultimate invested. Fong with elimination onto Verse, and that's 1 Liam down, and this could be what Frostivus needed here in this situation to get the pressure iced off out of him, but no, Aizhao is going to be picking Frostivus out of the bunch. He's trying to clean up this kill here onto Frostivus. We do have Frostivus going to get parried here in the back end. DRG's Fong with elimination this time around, and that's DRG's Fong's 3rd elimination of this game, and now Fong is going to be able to use the F to back on up here with the gold dagger. We still have Wufong with 5 LME prior here for Aizhao into the 1.0 from the dual blades. Big damage, no F called in there for the Wufong to avoid the damage now. Takes his turns back. F called in for Aizhao this time around. The F's are on cooldown for both players. Overhold gets the damage off of that. Shai ultimate invested here for Aizhao. Now Aizhao trying to full focus on in, and this could be bad here for Aizhao. Procs it, throws the shield backwards, does not want to get caught up in one of these V2s. Now the 1-2 spam off of that. Managed to catch a purple armor swap there for Aizhao, but the pressure's going to go towards Fong's way. Catches him into the V2, gets parried. He is going to have time to throw him right in the backside there onto Aizhao, and now the second shield throw connects there onto Aizhao, but Wufong now recatches him into that V2. DRG's Fong now getting a little bit of low tap in a 1v2 situation is what it's looking like here for Wufong. Aizhao overholds, doesn't let loose though. No parry here for Wufong. Doesn't matter to get the damage off those throwing knives this time around. Now players starting to rotate in on top side of this terrain. Fong very healthy here in this situation, but a very good potential to take this one home. A parry gets parried in the bottom side. That's Wufong getting parried. Now Wufong responds with a big parry onto Fong. F called in inside the zone. These players need to start rolling goaltender on top. We see Aizen getting a full reset in. All these players popping Vitalities and powders to try to stay up. Now, Fong popping that Vitality in. So go ahead and retap off that white health. Aizen on the top side. I don't think he has resources for this. He has not started popping that in. F to send him inside the zone. He's going to grapple check him inside as well to make sure he can stay there longer. And Fong drops very low off the white HP. Aizen drops right back down. Tries to get the damage onto Fong. We do have him lucky checking. You can see the health. Fong's going to be forced to pop his ultimate. He has to stay inside the pocket. He dashes inside the wall. Doesn't get any sorts of distance off of that alone. Drops down. He started popping that Vitality as well, so he does manage to connect. But now, Fong with the damage there onto Fong. He does manage to make him go on top of this terrain as well. Trying to tap dodge roll away. He does manage to do so. Aizen on the top side. Big parry there for Aizen onto Fong. Doesn't get the damage there though. Fong now trying to back on up. F caught in here for the Justina. Drops down to the low ground. The pressure's still going towards his way. The 1-2 on the floor. Wufong now showing back up. And that's going to be a parry there for Wufong. But Aizen with elimination. Wufong's able to get the Soul Bloom. And now another 1v1. The terrain in nobody's favors. They're going to be doing it here on top. Pause. Aizen now going right back in here with a gold dagger. Throwing that shit for Wufong. Coming in hot. Liam ultimate invested. Or can't come out here for Wufong. F called in for the Xiaoyu. Now F on cooldown there for the Xiaoyu. Liam still has the F online. He does manage to get caught up here. Now the 1-2 jump LMB. What's to be the crab cancel into the V2. That's gonna be an extension.
Oh, no way.
To sit him inside the zone into the elimination. Had the musket ready as love. He needed it. But Wufong there with perfect micro and macro there to take this. And what did I say, Sad, going into the last game? I would not be surprised if we see Wufong coming on top.
What a guy. Wufong. Liam is really... As soon as Liam is not become first picks constantly, we had a certain level of gameplay, and now that these players have started to catch up over the past season and a half, in the 2024 season, going into this season in 2025, we have a very different understanding of the game then than we do now. And the way that the game is played now is completely different than we saw even from the last J Cup. Yeah. So there's been a lot of changes that have been made, a lot of different things that have been put into place for these teams to be able to go ahead and change what they want to do. So now we're going to see, oh, look at that GG shot trying to make that uppercut combo work. If you are able to hit an uppercut on a player after hitting that 1.0, oh, the parry into the 1, into the 2, hit it. There we go. Into the free focus attack. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the full force attack coming through, and GG Shaw going to be taking out OUG's Mike right off the rip with a beautiful parry into a phenomenal hit.
I don't really know the full mix-ups off that weapon. I haven't labbed it, so I don't even know you can get that full focus like that. Was it that terrain, or that's just? So
you usually don't hit the 1.0. You go into like a 1-2-3, like the fist blades. If you hit an uppercut, you are able to throw the R&B out where you throw the knife, and it hits them in the air. Then you hit them with an LMB into that final attack with the final focus attack from either side.
That is crazy.
It's a really cool attack. If you guys want to go try it out for yourself, it's hard to hit sometimes because you've got to hit it right as they're falling. But if you do connect with it, it is a very cool attack. And it feels really good once you've learned how to be able to hit it. As we're jumping back into these fights, though, WBG's Burst finds PXT, gets the 1.0 into PXT, and is going to be able to come away with the elimination. The one charge is going to come out from the other side of those fist blades. Wufong is just going to back off this, though. It looks like they're taking a reset.
This is game 6. Very W key-ish here for the Pro League game 6. For a lot of players, I mean, you can see the distribution of eliminations going towards a lot of players on the left-hand side. Frostive is in the mix though, still trying to find his first elimination of the game. On that, Liam has that comfort pick here for his round selection. Still favoriting those flying knives very heavily now. As I'm not surprised, I did see him playing that weapon a lot. We see him spacing out that weapon perfectly. He's very familiar with that weapon now. XY though, he's gonna choose Frostive here for the aggression. Tomok here with the purple armor. Frostive on blue armor on the Liam. Blue dual blades here for XY. Common throwing knives slash flying knives. I have to get it right. Flying knives here for Frostivus on the common flying knives. It's gonna go ahead and try to create the distance here. That's that purple pistol there for the chip damage, so that is gonna be coming into play very handy for himself. We do have some aggression here in Celestia for Lipo and Wufong. A little bit of pokers here for these players. Purple fan here for Wufong with purple armor as well. It's a nice start here for Wufong off of game 6. Does not want to get aggressive here. Potentially sees or heard that third party there from AS. Just wants to create the space here in the situation. Lipo as well as on the Lonnie, so it could be just a little bit of a handshaking there to move on over to the remainder of this game 6. But Fong, blue armor, blue dual blades now in hand here for Fong. Playing out these very rarity weapons. Not sure what his inventory is looking like, so we have to wait and see if he doesn't have a dagger in the back pocket. But we have to wait and see until he gets in a scrap off one of these players. Verse her blue armor, blue nunchucks as well. For Verse, Fawn's gonna go ahead and purchase up a Moonbane charm. He's gonna be able to call that in as blue rarity. I'm not sure he can call that in for the Roma Yang, so we're gonna have to wait and see when he calls that in. GG Shaw. Common throwing knives, flying knives. I keep calling them throwing knives. Blue armor there for GG Shaw for himself. Mike does get eliminated early into this game. Now trying to scavenge some of the resources. And yeah, he is going to be able to call that blue Moonbane in for this Rama Yang as we see it here. Already starting to form line up. A lot of congestion of players on the bottom left-hand side of the map. We do have that Bane now being called in there from DRG's Fong. We see him claiming that left-hand Rama Yang gate. Wufong as well. Gonna go ahead and claim this one right below Celestia. XY on the Temi. Post sword in hand here. Main weapon for XY with a bow as well. So we're gonna have to wait to see what he cooks up with a post sword in hand. Lipo posted up for the Roma Yang. Frostivus might be potentially move on in for a third party here. Temi here on the XY. Trying to find some source of value here off the pole sword. Looking for a wisp. Swapping on over to the bow. Trying to see if he can get some sort of chip damage using the movement there off the bow. Dodges into the double jumps for the bow extension jumps. And XY now line a little bit of pressure down to Lipo. Pistol shots at the back end from Frostivus there. Being able to chip off his health off that purple pistol. We do have XY now still trying to take this realm on the Tumult. He is not going to get the pass. Yes, he is. Lipo goes on in, but does not capture the pass there. The wisp thrown out does not connect off of that alone. The R&B focuses there from Lipo off that blue fan, applying lots of pressure onto XY. Drops nearly all that purple armor. Eats up another one there. He's going to be forced to pop this Temi ultimate. Going to use the walls here to try to take a Vitalia in. Walks right through off of that. And Lipo now will be forced to pop this Lonnie ultimate. Looking for the stagger off the balls. And XY is going to be able to back on up here. Does not want to lose his life. Trying to take this realm, but Mike outside the realm, picking up elimination onto PXT, and I believe that's PXT's game 6. He is out, and Mike trying to potentially aggress Age out here for this Roma Yang. Has that O online as well, so he might potentially use it or invest it. Now he's just going to rotate on in. He's going to play the cave instead of the realm. Did not have a good position to take that round. Buffon playing the high ground, using that ultimate to his advantage to make sure he can stay on the air as long as possible to be able to take this round. He's going to wait it out there. He's going to be the first one to enter this time around. Purple pistol, purple armor for Wufong on the Lonnie. 2 purple Jades as well. 4 jaded out as well in his inventory. CDY on the Akos, waiting out for the perfect opportunity. He's going to take it out. He is going to be going against Wufong for the first Roma Yang game number 6.
And this is going to be a good Roma Yang here. As we're going into game 6, this is only day 1. These players all play a total combined 12 games in their qualifiers to see if they are going to make it into this bi-weekly finals. So if a player that you do support is not making waves, oh my goodness, CDY with the beautiful F2 catch into an uppercut combo. Flipping over to the dagger now, as we're seeing this dagger play coming out incredibly, like so much dagger being played today over fan as well. As CDY in the back end trying to go for that charged R&B over and over and over again. We'll try and make the connect. Is going to be able to get the uppercut into the jump LMB, into the jump R&B. Flip over, soul break going to be coming into play there. Seeing if he's going to throw it. Doesn't go for the connect with the soul break. Just going for that R&B into the scale rush. The 1-2 is going to connect. F ability invested. Lenny ultimate now has been called in. Trying to go for that heal. As we're going to see ultimate now invested for CDY, trying to go for the grab, almost hits it, but gets juggled up into the air, and the re-juggle, that's going to be it for CDY. TE's Wufong is going to take that Realm of Yang, flipping over now. DRG's Fong going to get hit by the ultimate proc. Aizhao looking very, very sturdy in this fight right now. Is all he needs to do is wait out this ultimate, and he's going to be able to take the win. DRG's Fong going to be able to give himself a little bit of healing, though, as this could be a bit of difficult trouble for him if he's able to get a lot of HP back, as we're going to see now. Very low HP, going to try and go for the overhold, see if he can get a blue attack off, but is not going to be able to, and the triple bow shot to finish off the elimination. I thought we were going to see the stand back up there and a little bit of a last stand from DRG's Fong, but no, he gets sent back to the Soul Altar as Alliance's Aizhao taking the first Realm of Yang.
That was a crazy parry there from Aizhao. I mean, that was just insane. Reaction time there from Aizhao. He's going to snag up gold halberds off that realm. We do have Aizhao and Wufong with that Vermilion's Bird's Might, and Lipo takes out Frostovich, potentially in the Realm of Yang. 3 minutes and 25 seconds here for CDY to try to cleanse that Yang depletion timer. Yeah, Frostovich is going to have that Yang depletion timer as well. Mike does not take first round, but purple dual blades in hand. Potentially is going to look for a third party now that these players are going to be getting active, as we see here. Wufong with the Vermilion's Bird's Might, forcing out that ultimate there from CDY. Is going to use the Lani ult there to iframe that V2 to avoid that damage in the backside. Now trying to find a ball bounce there to be able to get an elimination onto CDY. Does not manage to catch the grapple, but Burst and Fong already on the scene there against CDY. We do have the Aqua's ultimate already running out, I believe, in the backside. No, it's still up here for CDY, but it's nearly gone here for himself. As soon as I said that, it is going to be completely gone. Now he needs to try to see if he can kite all this pressure from all this lobby here in Celestia. We do have so many players in this area. Clips off the Scare Rush. CDY loses 2 blocks of that purple armor. Gets a little bit of movement error. Might be punished for this fully. Trying to stay alive. Does manage to create a little bit of the distance here. Aizhao already in the scene. Wufong with the gold fist plays, be able to do a lot of damage if he catches a focus attack off that weapon alone. Fong as well in the mix. All these players piled on up to try to pick an elimination onto CDY. 24% on his rage is coming back, but it might not be enough if he gets eliminated here. Does manage to find a blue armor swap in the backside. We do have more players starting to rotate on in here to Celestia. F2 clips Verse there in the corner. Doesn't get any source of extra damage thrown his way, though. The top side Verse with a massive Scare Rush now. 1, 2, 3 connects there for Verse onto CDY. Into the R&B focus there for the elimination off the fist blades. And now Fong does not cleanse off of that alone. Still having to fight out the situation. He's going to go ahead and retreat. Try to take a quick reset in for himself. But some pressure might be thrown towards Shaw's way now that Fong catches him. No, he's still looking for that player in the backside. Wufong rotating on out. Aizhao and Lipo potentially looking for him there in the backside. We do have Fong as well, full focusing that player. Kind of loses track of him right here. Not sure what player he wants to go for, as we see him checking health potentially here with the lock key. Lipo in the mix as well. Gold dagger. Aizhao as well. Gold halberds with that Vermilion's Bird's Might is going to be able to stay safe in the situation. And Fong is going to pick Aizhao here out of the bunch here to get aggressive onto.
We're going to be jumping into the mix. Fong trying to get this elimination. He really wants to cleanse that Yang depletion. Needs to find himself a Soul Bloom, and it looks like he's going to try and target out Aizhao here. Finds the Scale Rush into the building, but Aizhao's already dipped out. Finding that distance between them, he's able to get that pot off, and I believe no Vermilion Bird Might onto Aizhao anymore. It looks like Lipo still has 15 seconds left on his. Frostovich going to try and get this elimination onto Fong. We are going to see the F ability coming through, and Frostovich with a beautiful parry into that elimination on to DRG's Fong. No Yang depletion cleanse for him, and Frostovich going to be able to just get out of here as fast as possible. He's trying to scale out, but losing a lot of HP in doing so, as we are going to see a huge catch coming through from GG Shaw. Shaw going to bounce into Lipo, trying to make that an elimination for him, but it looks like Shaw is going to go down himself, and that is his game 6 as JL's AS picking up that elimination. Lipo backing off of this, does not want the smoke, trying to make it to be alive for second Realm of Yang, as the second Yang is going to be taking place already, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, Wufong trying to make something happen. The 1.0 tapped on beautifully by ASC's XY, trying to go for the slaps here. Brings it back around, has the fist blades in hand now. Gold fist blades for Tease. Wufong trying to go for that 1.0 again. But we're going to see the 1-2-3 getting released by ASC's XY. The 1.0 release is going to connect for XY, but the juggle in the air was almost fatal. Wufong is going to try and make that happen again. Oh, no, that's it. There we go. That's it. Wufong is going to get himself eliminated. Oh my, no way. The slap to finish it off. Verse now on the other side versus Mike. 1 HP and a dream for Verse. He does get a little bit of siphon off of that landing ultimate, so we're going to see his health bar get up a little bit. We're seeing that F1 coming through. Goalie stance going to be activated for Verse, but the Tiger Leap from out of nowhere. Precision Aiko's play right now into the 1 F1, F2 jump, and you're dead. Ladies and gentlemen, OUG's Mike is the King Tiger. The Tiger King.
The Tiger King. I mean, that's why there's that mic preset there for Akos. If you guys haven't seen him, you know, there is a mic preset face for Akos. It was showcasing the mic fan bundle a little bit a while ago. But Wufong, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Gold fist was in hand on Delani. Game throw down a little bit of pressure there from AS. Temi Ultimate invested here on this side of the map. XY, oh my god, if he would have caught that wisp midair like that, that would have been disgusting. But he does manage to get the elimination here. No cleanse. Mike snags up the Soul Bloom there. And now the Temi with no ult online. Mike's going to snag up the remaining resources here from Lipo. He's going to go ahead and wait this out now. No pressure being thrown his way. XY just chilling from above, trying to find a good opening for himself. Does have gold throwing flying knives in hand. Wufong still with 4 minutes and counting. Also has to cleanse 2 apiece for both of these Lonnies. Mike as well with 2 on the board. Bong gets eliminated with 1. GG Shaw with 2. Frostivus with 1 on the board. AS with 2. Asia with 1. XY with 3. And everybody else eliminated with 0 except for Lipo. They got eliminated with 1 going out of game number 6. And now full aggression once again. Game number 6. A lot of these players just have that full aggression in this Morzal game 6 map. 1.0 halberds there from Aizen to Mike. Cuts off 2 blocks of that gold armor. AS now trying to back on up. We do have a little bit of the pressure being thrown on AS's way, but Wufong is there to try to ice out some of the pressure here from Mike. We do have cannon shots flying on in. Wufong starting to get aggressive onto AS, and this is what Wufong needs to try to cleanse, and they can potentially get the Shayo to ult very early here to try to snag at the elimination. This is what the task for these players are right now. F calling here for the Lonnie. F2 calling here for Mike. Switching on his attention onto AS, and AS is now going to be forced to pop this ultimate. Wufong in the back end can just wait this out right now. Can't really do much here against the Shayo with his Lonnie ultimate. He's going to get caught up at the first shield throw there. AS now is going to get aggressed on here from Mike. Burst on the backside, applying the pressure off the pistol shots there onto AS. We do have the throwing knives there, playing lots of damage in the corner, getting caught up on the ground. Can't even move. Mike drops all that gold armor. AS catches him here off the shield throw as well. Big damage, pistol shots flying on in. Mike has Water Defiance though, so can be used for safety measures at the end if it does go to that extreme. But Wufong on the top side, 2 minutes and 19 seconds versus 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Still trying to fight his way out of this situation. Purple fist blades in hand. Mike still being the one controlling the tempo. You see how much he's being able to get these players to get focused on just how much value he can get off of this alone. He does get thrown a little bit of pressure there, and he drops that gold armor. But as soon as he retops off, he's quickly right back in the mix. F2's on in. F called in there for the Shayo in the back end. AS now. Everybody in the server full looking at this Shayo to try to see who can snag up this elimination. Aishao, Birds, Mike, AS, the runner, still using this terrain at his advantage. And we saw earlier in the night how well Mike was able to do so. Now, can AS replicate that energy to be able to stay up here in this fight? It's going to be a very hard task, but so far he's doing really, really well. Counter grapple there onto Birds. The F2 drop down there from Mike does not connect here onto AS. Has the weapon there for the movement as well. Flying Knives have that sequence that he's using, this 1-2 into that blue, that just creates a lot of distance. Oh, he's gonna tap those roll back. Ankle's broken there on Traverse. He thought it was gonna go right. He'll be able to cut right back. He does manage to stay up, and in the back end, he's gonna use the app. He's trying to avoid a lot of pressure. But that's a pulser out here. Gold pulser there for Mike, but Frostivus there for the elimination onto AS. And now these players are still getting active, and that player is gonna fall there, and AS is not gonna be taken back to the server.
Boy, Frost picking up another kill, putting a good one up onto the board. It's been a great day for him so far with 17 total points on the board. It's a very solid day one, but do say so myself. Mike with 40 points already, just absolutely killing it. Geez, Wufong 27.7 already on the board as well. And we're going to get to take a look at a replay of the Realm of Yang. OUG's Mike versus WBG's versus. This was the beginning of the Yang. Huge parry going to come through with the sap damage into the follow-up jump LMB, trying to go for that follow-up RMB. Huge parry a second time, and then this is where the ultimate comes out. Mike was just dominating up until this point here, and this is where we got to start watching. We get the footage right when he pops his ult, and the ultimate catch here. This was crazy. Tiger leap into a beautiful catch, into the F2 catch, into the pounce, jumping LMB to finish it off. What a beautiful play from Mike. Now the Spirit Well about to drop, these players getting ready for it here. Mike with the Octaslash in hand on those dual blades, ready to make madness happen. Why is Mike not using his own face preset on his A-Codes customization? This is a very unfortunate circumstance we don't get to see. We did see earlier XY on the Temi with that beautiful slap combo to finish that off on a tease. Wufong has since been able to cleanse. Oh my goodness, burst arrow from the bow. We saw XY pick up the kill onto Aizhao with the bow, and now it's becoming a little bit more apparent why. Wufong just getting absolutely decimated by those bow shots. ASC's XY just still aiming in that direction, wanting to chip damage down onto the outside there, not even paying attention to the players very near, close to him. He's trying to get the attention of all the players on the outside. Geez, Wufong back up to full health. Mike has claimed the Spirit Well and does have that Mystic Might buff. Could try and go for a little bit of elimination here. I'm surprised he didn't go for that ultimate proc, but we are going to see WBG's verse getting absolutely slammed out of HP, and that burst arrow just putting in so much work. WBG's verse backing up from this fight, and Frostivus jumping in on that third party here, wants to see if he can come away with any sort of elimination. And Mike jumping in with the 1-2 is going to connect, tries to go for the 3, too far away to connect on the 3. Switching over to those dual blades, we're going to see with the flying knives is going to be Frostivus on the back end, as well as ASC's XY verse. Going to be trying to jump to the top, but he does get hit. Everything getting sent to him. Range shots coming through. Needs to go to that goalie stance to TP out. He's able to get the TP, but the burst arrow is going to hit him as well. He's taking burn damage. He's taking all sorts of damage coming through. Needs to get this heal up. This burst arrow just so scary on the side of ASC's XY. We're going to see the F2 coming in. Mike is going to end up getting hit with that 1.0 charge burst, sending that back around the other way. Frostivus trying to jump into the mix, seeing if he can pick up the kill. Nobody able to connect onto anything first. Going to try and go for some sort of heal pot. He's able to get one. Mike is still jumping into this fight, wants to get the kill onto this Lanny. Having the Lanny here is going to be a super huge disruption to his problems when it comes to that end circle. Surfing the Bane now. This is going to get risky. Let's see how greedy Mike's going to get. He's been very aggressive all game. Banes have not stopped him here. Oh my goodness, they almost ran into it. First, 1 HP in a dream now. Who's going to get the kill? All of these players fighting. Range shots getting thrown out, trying to kite through. Mike picking up the kill and finishing it off. Frostivus almost had that too.
That's 3 on the board now for Mike, trying to close out the day strong as we see it here. Zone 5 spreads in 22 seconds. These players are going to be forced towards the middle of the zone. XY on the Temi. Flying knives in hand. So to go ahead and pick up the remaining resources there off that body. Mike, though, is going to snag up Gold Longsword. Wufong playing the outer ring of this Bane. Frostivus as well on the backside. Engraving here for Mike. LMB catch is going to be forcing out that Lonnie F there. Now, Lonnie on cooldown. Mike trying to recatch the prio, manages to catch the grapple button to the R&B focus, pistol shot for the extra damage as well. Now XY charging up the bow in the backside, trying to apply the pressure onto Wufong. Long the ultimate invested, get hit off the ball from the top row. It's gonna get hit times 2 as well, trying to ice out the pressure onto the Temmie, but nobody caring about that situation. Wufong is gonna be the one being full focus here from the whole lobby. Uppercut connects here for the throwing knives. Doesn't go for the full extension because of the F there from the Lonnie. Since the 1-2-3 follow-up, he's gonna get parry off of that. Mike there with the damage into the Frostivus from Frostivus, and that's big damage there off the throwing knives. And the XY drops very low. Is gonna be forced to pop this Tomoko ultimate. The Whisk is not connecting the backside. Mike now choosing Frostivus out of the bunch here, trying to close out this game. He was like, "You stole my elimination. I'm not happy about that one." Mike now drops 2 bars of that gold armor, gets recut off of this. This big damage here for Frostivus in the zone. Aqua's ultimate invested here for Mike to try to stay up here in the situation. The Whisk down does not connect there on the backside. Massive parry there for Mike. F caught in there for the Liam to avoid the damage off of that. Now he's going to be forced to pop his ultimate as well. Mike's going to go ahead and retreat here from the situation. Still has half of that ultimate left, but is going to go ahead and retop off that gold armor. Retop off the white head as well. XY's going to wait this out. Doesn't have ult, so can't be very aggressive here in the situation. Frostivus has Tuna, as we see him here, gonna be able to get those 6 there and get some of that health back from that Tuna alone. Mortar Defiance here for Mike once again, buying it out, and he has all the openers that he needs. Catches the prio there once again onto Frostivus. Clink comes in off the lights for all players. The 1-2. Engraven Clink comes in. No, that's a parry there for Frostivus. He saw it already being shown out, and he does manage to read it there against Mike. Gets a lot of damage here onto Mike. Mike can be forced to try to take a quick reset and gets recaught off the Scare Rush. The 1-2 on the ground. The Whisk in the back end there from XY. Big damage. It's gonna follow up RB, and Frostivus there with elimination onto Mike. And Frostivus showcasing the potential of the Flying Eyes. Recatches XY on the ground. The 1-2. Sends the 1-2-3 as well. Recatches the prio off of that as well. Sends it, gets the damage out the blue. The follow-up is again. He cannot move. Frostivus with crazy staggers off the Flying Eyes into the follow-up LMB. And Frostivus with crazy sequence off that weapon. And that is a smile we'd like to see there from BBE Frostivus taking game number 6.
The Dancing King himself, Big Frosty. Oh my goodness, what an MVP to end the day out. Frostivus with a beautiful finish to the day. He had a couple of rough donuts.